All right. All right. I have to go to Renfaire this weekend. And we don't even have a plan.
Good
the best
morning,
plan
my
right
friend.
now is Ashley's plan. Good morning, Croc. What's up, dude? Thank you for that. 54 months and considering me once again your prime option. I appreciate it, dude. It's been a minute. Good to see you. How you doing, Croc? How's Alaska in the summer? How are those long midnight sun days? What's up, Soul? Good morning, Ashley. Today you are the main character. That's true, actually. What's up, Lobster? What's going on, guys? Good to see all of y'all. What's up, Cass? What's going on? How you been? It's time. So, we got to talk about this, man. We got to talk about Renfaire Day. We got some hot tieflings to finish drawing today. We got some princesses of heart to update the art for. We got a whole bunch of shit to do before I go away for Renfaire. What's up, Bylon? Good morning, dude. Thank you, Croc, for converting the sub from the prime to a tier 1, dude. I'm honored. I'm honored. Don't let the pineapple fall upside down. Good. Yes. No, I didn't even know what that meant until, like, you know, a couple of years ago, and somebody on stream was like, why you got a pineapple light? I'm like, what do you mean? And they told me about it, and I was like, why do you know about that, you weird freak? And then I made them feel bad, and I gaslit them into being the weird one. But, you know, since then, I got to make sure my pineapple light is properly situated in the correct direction. The banana light and the tiki bar sign, those are off camera, so we don't have to worry about what direction they are in at all. Good morning, Atari. What's up, buddy? Alaska's beautiful this time of summer. Dude, I want to go to Alaska in the summer. My mother-in-law was talking about doing a little Alaskan cruise at some point in time again. And I like seeing Alaska from the water. I know the Alaskan cruise is the old people way of doing Alaska. I like it. I like it. It's fine. It's fun. It's good. Good morning, Thorkin, the mangaka master. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Yes, so today we have to talk about this, man. I got Renfaire in what, 3 days, 4 days, something like that. The plan is to be at Renfaire some of the time because Eleanor Blackwood has asked that I take our little boy, our son, our Babus into town and do the Pokemon Go Fest event without her. Take an extra phone, catch her all the Mega Mewtwo's, as it were. So she asked me to go and do that for her. So I'll be doing that in the morning, but then I'll be coming out, driving through the wild, all the way to the fuck middle of nowhere. God damn it, I hate where Vegreville is. To do Renfaire with her for the rest of the day, which means that I'm going to need to attend Renfaire in a somewhat formal way later on the day. And I, as of yet, I am this is now the third year of Renaissance fairs, and I do not have an outfit still. I have a shirt and I have pants, but I don't have a persona. I like Ashley's idea of just wearing vestments and correcting anyone who tells me that I'm a cleric, but I'm thinking I could also then just dress as my Holy Avenger from 4th edition and wear a cloak, a cape, whatever, a garbage bag, a medieval garbage bag, and have a sword and wear nothing underneath. That was my Avenger. So and if you know anything about 4th Ed Avengers, you know that's exactly what they wear. So that's always an option. I don't know. But improved my drawing skills a lot this year. Pretty happy with my progress. Good, dude. Good. It is important to improve always. Never let your skills languish unless you take 10 weeks off to have a baby, in which case don't worry about it. That's fine. You don't have to draw it all during that time. You won't lose any skills the entire time. It's fine. Doing good. Can't stay long today, though. Just wanted to say hello. I appreciate it, Thork. I know you're very busy. I know you are a master artist. I know you are a very famous and prolific upcoming featured artist, winning all kinds of Canadian art grants, featured in Imagine Effects magazine, asked to do a panel, lead a panel at Lightbox Expo. I look forward to seeing you there. So, wear my holy cloak. What else? Nothing. It would impede my ability to dodge. Exactly. It's like a kilt, but a whole body kilt that's brown and kind of grungy and nasty. That's the plan for Holy Avenger Evan, I guess. I don't know. Look, I don't make the rules about Renfaire. I just don't abide by them. Honestly, this might be the last year we go to Renfaire in Vegreville. Honestly, it's kind of far away. It's kind of, it's a whole trip, as they say. So realistically, this could be my last time to watch the jousts and the 48-year-old men with a turkey leg and a 10-year-old with a foam sword beating the shit out of their backs, the busty barmaids, the sheer amount of women that decide to go to Renfaire and wear a corset for God knows fucking what reason, but you know what, they're sold there, and I guess it's a uniform then. There's lots of charms to Renfaire. The expensive sausage, the overpriced lemonade, things like that. So maybe I'll miss it. I gotta try and soak it and enjoy it this last time, and we'll see how it goes. But this will be one of the last trips to Edmonton for Renaissance Fair. Maybe. I don't know. I hope it doesn't do well. I mean, I hope it does well, but I hope it doesn't do well so we don't regret, not going next year. But it's harder with a little wee one. I know at a certain point in time he'll fucking love the Renfairs, but for now it's more of a stressful trip than it needs to be because of the little baby. So we might take a couple years off the Edmonton one, so we'll miss it, I think. Remember, the stats of the outfit are more important than the look. Exactly, Samurai. They give me expert dodge stats, which is important because when you're a Holy Avenger, you have to dodge all kinds of shit, like responsibility. That's a big thing you have to dodge as an Avenger. Good morning, Cow. This is an updated piece that we are doing for a very important character in the realms and beyond. This is, of course, her Royal Highness. No, not Her Royal Highness. No, yeah. Not Her Majesty. Sorry, I was misremembering my my British monarchy titleage. This is Her Royal Highness Princess Ashy of Heart. So I decided that I want to do. We can't do Fan Art Friday this week because I'll be away. We're doing a Fan Art Friday today, as well as trying to finish off the sketch for Brooklyn. So it's gonna be an optimistic and ambitious day. But this is the old art that I did of Ashy, and I want to kind of revisit some of the art that I did of my friends for Fan Art Friday. And of course, there's been updates and changes over the years in Ashy's model and appearance on the internet, so I need to update that as well. I think I'll need to update Ulner as well at some point in time. I realize that Ulner has changed quite a bit too. So this is the Eldarin version, the in-world, in-sketch, whatever, representation immortalizing. And I don't look. If I screw this up, the next time we play, I'm gonna get TPK'd, so I gotta be careful here. Ever popular meeting time. I'll be in properly soon-ish. Good luck, Steve, with meetings. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of of having like morning meetings. Like I feel like it kind of sets the tone for the day as being an unproductive day when you work in a real job. I wouldn't know. I've never worked at a real job, honestly. So I don't know what corporate structures are like, but it seems like fun, honestly. Everyone kind of complains about meetings when they work real jobs, but the thing is that when you're in a meeting, you don't really be doing work, right? So I don't get what the problem is. Everybody's complaining about meetings and all the meetings they have to do, but like if you're in a meeting, you're just kind of sitting there, and like the more useless a meeting is, the more you just get to sit there and get paid on the clock for that. So it's like, is it that bad? I don't think so. When I have my studio, my video game studio, my TTRPG studio, because I'll be one studio, right? It's going to be video games, the TTRPG stuff, as well as the in-house animatics and whatever. It's going to be a whole single studio. We're going to have morning meetings, I think, for a lot of reasons. But one of the important reasons of morning meetings is going to be to do nothing for about an hour and a half. So we're going to have morning meetings every odd numbered day. That's right. Every odd numbered day of the week, there's going to be a morning meeting. And we're going to discuss things. We're going to discuss important things. Maybe get pizza. I feel like meetings with like pizzas or shawarma or something would be better. Because honestly, running a studio of creatives, I gotta be good to them, because the way I would run a studio seems like it'd be an unpopular way in the modern day, as I would require everyone to be in-house. And I know that's unpopular with a lot of people now post-pandemic era. They want to work from home, and that's great. But honestly, I think that if you're in a creative environment, I think being in a studio is better. Really, I do. I think being surrounded by your peers in a studio environment is probably better for creativity and things like that. I get the software engineers that are just code monkeys wanting to work from home in their underwear on their third job. That's fine. I get it. But I think that when you're running a creative studio, I think you need to have everybody there. You know, we talk about the old glory days of those big game studios like Blizzard and whatnot, when everybody was just chilling, doing stuff, playing Magic the Gathering on lunches and, you know, building games and stuff. I think there's something to that. And honestly, I actually heard at some point in time, I heard a talk from, God, I wish I could remember his name, but he was an art director of Blizzard, and he was the Hearthstone art director when it actually launched, and did a bunch of like big projects from Warcraft, Starcraft, and Hearthstone. And he talked about it as new studio, which I think was one of the Dreamhaven studios. He talked about how it's very difficult to get artists to like improve and give their best, not necessarily give their best, but to get the best out of an artist when they're not like in studio in person. And I think that he's right. And I kind of wonder, like I view the corporate and the rest of the world environment from the outside, I think, as somebody who never was in it. So honestly, when I heard stuff like, hey, you know, there's a big schism in whatever company because people were you know, required to be back in studio for like 4 days a week or 3 days a week, I always kind of thought, what's the issue there? What's the problem? You know, I don't know, like it never seemed to me like it was an like it seems strange that there was like an expectation not have to go into work, that like, I don't know, again, maybe because I'm out of it, I never had to drive into a job that I hated every day, you know, and so I didn't get used to not driving into a job I hated ever. Like the way I see it is, if you want to work from home, then work for yourself or something. But maybe that's that. I'm probably missing some context that people have when they work at a corporate job for, you know, a decade and a half or something. Definitely my experience is different, but I would strive to make an environment in a studio and find the kind of people that would want to come be part of a collective, you know, that would want to give everything to the job and get everything in return from it, you know, high compensation, creative freedom and outlets and all that. And, you know, if people don't want to come into work and they want to work from home, I think that might be a problem for the studio. But, you know, as I said, I only have my own experience here. So personally disagree with all creatives needing to be in studio subjectively. There are some benefits from being in-house, yes, but some can do better from an at-home environment. I'm trying to figure out if my gut instinct response to that idea is how I really feel. Because my immediate idea to that is, if somebody is going to be creatively able to produce better work in a collaborative environment on their own at home, they're probably not the kind of person I'd want to work with anyway, I guess. You know, because like, I don't know. But then again, that's kind of discounting a lot of people that might have different workflows. I don't know. I mean, like, that's a good point. Like absolutely, you can disagree. I definitely don't agree. I think that I still think that, like, if you have a creative environment, you get the best out of people when they can sort of collaborate in person, because you lose a lot of communication and a lot of relationship by being, I mean, think about it's like D&D on Discord versus D&D in person. If we can agree that D&D in person is better than D&D on Discord, I feel that's kind of the same thing with any kind of creative collaborative endeavor. Obviously, people are very creative and able to produce great work at home, but I think that if the second you're collaborating with somebody, I think at that point in time, you're better off to be able to be in person. There's a whole lot of like, that art director was saying that he brought up some really interesting points that he said that there was a lot of some of the best ideas, and I've heard these sort of legends from game studios and whatnot, especially during the glory era and the golden age of video game development, which is probably maybe like between 20 and 15 years ago, 20 and 10 years ago, maybe somewhere around there. I think that's like that there's a lot of sort of like maybe it's too fondly remembering it, but I think that there's a lot of sort of there's a lot of the value placed on the sort of water cooler chats and idea generation. I think just like having an environment like that people can like be in and share, I think is almost always going to be better for like the atelier type thing, So like I honestly think that if I had like somebody who was like an absolute monster like comic book writer or comic book artist, and they just wanted to sit in their underwear and just draw comic all day from home or whatever, and they were basically solo projecting it, and then they were more of a contractor, I'd happily like I wouldn't need to like hire someone and be like, oh, you have to come fly out and live in this city if you want to work for me on this project. But I think if it's a long-term, like, hey, we're building a game and it's going to be a 3-year project, I probably wouldn't want to have anyone that thinks that they would do better work on their own if they have to collaborate with people. So, I think it takes a very interesting individual to be able to sort of like maintain the same social level of friendship, relationships, whatever, with their coworkers while being digital, while having to communicate through DMs and Discord calls and set up meetings and things like that. So yeah, I think that there's probably people who would be like that. I just don't think that they'd be very good collaboratively. That's why I wouldn't run my studio that way. So still not have to start over again because I wasn't expecting Canada Day stream. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Listen, streaks are gonna get broken because when I get back from Renaissance Fair, I'm just gonna kind of be streaming in the evenings as well, here and there, whenever I kind of feel like I have an evening quiet that I can stream in. So there's gonna be days that are just disappeared, from the streak. So unfortunately, I'm sorry. All right. All right.
Also, Europlatis Fantasticus.
All right. Let's see. Today's entry is the Europlatis Plantasticus. That is the satanic leaf-tailed gecko. Holy shit. If the meta is lizards this week, I'm gonna give him like a solid like 6.73. Good lizard, great lizard, honestly. That's a high score, I think, for lizards. Considering that dragons are also on the category. If the meta is creatures you made up that are actually Pokemon and made entire Google searches for to try and sell it as a real animal that actually doesn't exist, but it's a Pokemon that you decided you wanted to convince me was real on a stream and have me rate it like it was a real animal, I'll give it a solid 9.6. So good job. Good job, Duria. Good meta entry. How you doing, buddy? What's good? Both sides work, and all comes down to what you are making, because if it's all one cohesive collaboration, great together works, but it's different departments, they're split up anyway, and some don't need to take up office space. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Like, totally. If there was people that again had solo projects I wouldn't care about, or small teams maybe. Hi, even, but
how you doing, buddy? God, that
yeah, fantastic meta. It does, right?
Creating a character with that aesthetic smile.
I mean, look, you can request it. Coffee requests are open. No, they're not, actually. They're closed. Been closed for so long. I have so much work to do before I open them up again. But god damn it, I'm getting pressured from TikTok every fucking day to open them. So I don't know. Thank you, Garth, and I appreciate it. What's up, buddy? What's up, Shoujo Aesthetic? Good to see you, my friend. Aduria, how is the progress going on projects of wellness? Are you still after it, or does work kind of swallow up some of that springtime, summer energy that we talked about? Because it definitely did for me this year.
Wait, hang on.
Yes,
Evan.
that's me.
Does this
Hi.
mean I need to commission for more law for Eldera? Like the monk? Hang on, I'll get my wallet. D.
I mean, God, yeah. Wait, what would that even be? What would that even be? Something like I don't. How would? I don't even know what that would mean. Okay. All right. Thank you for that, bets. I appreciate that. Yep. That's very kind of you. Thank you. All right. All right. All right. All right. So, today, the first project of the day, is going to be to try and capture the majesty and regality of a battle-hardened and tested, light magic wielding, maybe, cake enjoying royal princess of the realm. You think I'm out of practice. You think, Evan, you haven't been making art in a long time. You haven't done shit in the last 10 weeks, month, 3 months almost. Evan, when are your coffee requests open? Shut up, nerd. However, today, I'm going to cancel all the hate, all the doubts, end the critics. They're done. It's over. I'm going to silence them all.
Who could it be?
No.
Me?
Damn it. No, it's this one.
Definitely me, smile, lol.
No, all right, fucking, I'm just getting trolled today. Never mind, let's get into it. Moved apartment in March and have completely fallen off. I'm considering buying some dumbbells in my work wellness stipend, but I haven't hit buy yet. Do it. That sounds great. A work wellness stipend. Is that a thing? Where do I get a work wellness stipend? Fuck, man, I hate working for myself sometimes, you know? Dude, I caught so much shade at GameCon from some fucking corporate stooges that were like, oh wow, so how much time have you taken off from work with the baby? And I said, oh, about like 9 weeks or so. I'll probably take off another week or two. I was gonna take 4 off, but you know. And they're like, wow, must be nice that you can work for yourself and you can make all the rules, you can choose your own hours. Must be nice. And I was catching shit from them, man, if you can believe that. These salary comfortable motherfuckers. What?
Enjoy ye old corn wrapped seasoned meat provided by the Bell of Taco?
I think Ashy. God, I actually don't know if Ashy is a Taco Bell enjoyer. I mean this with the most amount of love. Ashy's either gonna. This is gonna be a test of friendship, me saying this, to see if I've earned the right to say this out loud. But fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? I get canceled again? Fuck it. Honestly, I don't think Ashy would eat tacos. I think there's too many mixed textures. If I know my friend Ashy well enough, I think Ashy's far too autistic to eat a taco. I think it's chicken tendies or fucking macaroni and cheese and that's it. Like single textured foods. I don't think Ashley could handle a taco. You know, mac and cheese textures is way worse. Aha! Fucking revealed. Yep. Self-reported. Mm-hmm. Yep. See? Chicken tendies are nothing. Thanks for the 100 bits of Jerry. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. Coworker is a 3-month off for paternity leave for his newborn. Well, apparently it's a month standard for a lot of people. You know, there's also some layoff scares right now in the games industry. Some Activision layoffs, things like that. Obviously, with the new head of Xbox just cleaving studios. And I have some friends that work for studios that are under Microsoft that are complaining about the stress, rightfully so, of the imminent layoffs. And I get it totally. I understand. I'm sympathetic. I'm not saying don't complain because you have a job. But then I will complain when they say things like, must be nice, Evan, you don't have to worry about ever getting laid off. Sure, dude. So yeah, I got to take off as much time as I wanted for paternity. I could fucking take off more if I wanted to. I could be off till next April just playing video games in my underwear at home, playing Warhammer Grey Knights, Chaos Gate, and Battletech. It's the same game, just with Grey Knights. We got 300 quarterly wellness allowance. I bought a vacuum with it last quarter. What can you spend your wellness allowance on? What the hell? Is that a thing? Is that common in companies? What the shit? Can you decide that it's in the best interest of your wellness to buy like a booster box of Pokemon cards? Is that like what is considered wellness of a vacuum cleaner? Like, that's pretty good. That is, you know, wellness, definitely. But I would have thought the wellness would be like for a gym membership or something, you know? Or as you said, dumbbells. I'm surprised that a vacuum cleaner qualifies. I wonder how far we can stretch it, you know? Got no issues with mixed textures in general. It's only creamy. Is it solid or is it liquid that messes me up? Soupier cheeses, casseroles, pudding fillings. Tacos are good as long as the cheese isn't too thick and too melty. Ah, so Ashy is a, let's see, let's just figure this out. This is important. This is important reference gathering for the characters. And before we do a character, like a piece, this is like a little inside action so you can see how I design characters. I think it's important when you're designing a character to figure out exactly what item off of the Taco Bell menu they would order, honestly. And because Ashy is too autistic to eat anything with a creamy texture, melty cheese is a no-no. So definitely Crunchwrap Supremes are out. Crunchwrap Supremes are a no-go. Anything with the double stacked, I will say something with the cheese melted in between the two layers is probably okay if it's let sit to cool long enough so the cheese kind of hardens into a melted cheese crust. Perhaps the Dorito hard shell ones, where are they? There's one that has like a Dorito shell. It's like because we don't, like, how can we really design a good character if we don't know what their Taco Bell order is? You know, none of this Cinnabon delights with the cream, no chocolate and caramel fudge pies, none of that. Rice burritos, yeah, cheesy bean and rice burrito. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. I think, God, what is our Princess of Heart going to be ordering? Maybe the veggie bowl to be, no, that has sour cream in it. Oh God, this is tough, man. No quesadillas. What is our Princess of Heart ordering? I think maybe just the Doritos, the Dorito shell, hard shell taco. You know, I think that's likely what our character here, what our princess is gonna be ordering. Just hold the sour cream, you know, let the cheese isn't melty at all, right? Like I think that probably fits into the spectrum for this character. This probably works. Okay, yeah, Dorito taco, no sour cream, no guac. Fucking nailed it. You see, you guys don't understand how good of a character designer I am. You have no idea. What's up, Brooklyn? You have no idea. Oh, Jesus. If, honestly, we, like, for our other character today, our Addie. Honestly, Addie, her Taco Bell order is going to be just probably, honestly, because she's a healthy girl, like the slow roasted Cantina chicken bowl, you know, with like a Diet Pepsi. But like, she brings her Stanley with her, because if any character I've ever drawn owns a Stanley, it's Addie. I'm sorry. Whether that's a compliment or not, or too close to home, I don't know. Honestly, Addie probably is that girl that brings her Stanley and says, "Can I have a Diet Pepsi? But can you fill it in my Stanley instead?" So yeah, I think probably Ashy, our princess we're drawing today, probably just Dorito taco, you know. But Addie's definitely getting that slow roasted Cantina chicken bowl. Hits it up with the Diet Pepsi and that Stanley, but then also proceeds to buy an entire fucking 12-pack of strawberry Cinnabon delights. Like, Like healthy chicken Dorito fucking whatever bowl, diet Pepsi Zero, but then proceeds to eat 900 calories of strawberry cinnamon delights. That is, I think, our fucking nailed it. See, you guys you don't understand that once you know the Taco Bell order of a character, that's all you need for the character design. Once you have that shit down, and then maybe sometimes Addie gets the chips and nachos supreme dip if there's somebody else there, just so they don't ask her for a bite of her cantina bowl, extra guac. So anyway, okay. It's like a good character concept. Oh shit, man. Yeah, the Taco Bell, what is it, template or whatever. As a Stanley, and doesn't get it washed nearly enough. Ew. You know, I actually got water when we're at events for like GameCon or whatever. You can bring your own cup to get water at Starbucks, and Ella did that, and they have a little cup that they take it so they don't have to touch your disgusting fucking drink vessel, and I kind of respect that, because honestly, knowing the amount of fucking unwashed Stanleys that were found in the back seat of a car and decided to bring it into Starbucks to get filled with water, I am so glad the employees never fucking touch those cups. That's phenomenal. All right, so I wouldn't bring a drinking vessel of my own. I would just get the fucking plastic cup of a venti ice water, you know. But hey, I want to bring an unwashed Stanley, that's fine too. Who's the lovely character? So Brooklyn, this is actually an update of Ash's character that I'm going to be doing a little bit of work on today. We're going to see how close we can get to finishing off. I did some work last night on Addie. I really want to try and finish Addie off this week as well as Ashy, and then that's 2 projects down, man. That's two things that I don't need to do. Down, gone, over. Yep. The real answer is Chipotle, not Taco Bell. Honey chicken, black beans, brown rice, red salsa. That's impressive. I suppose Ashy of Heart, Princess Ashy of Heart, can afford Chipotle. That's probably a good point. You know, definitely I don't fall into that category of wealthy American elite that Ashy does in being able to afford Chipotle. But I don't know. We actually have a Chipotle now here in Canada, a couple of them. So maybe I should try it at some point in time. I don't think I could eat anything off the menu. I haven't been able to eat anything from Taco Bell or anything like that for a while, since I can't eat anything with flavor in it, basically, until my stomach is fully fixed, healed up, and whatever. But we have a Chipotle now, and I've been hearing the legends of it for years. The one American, so we actually have tried a couple American fast food places in the last couple of years. They've been coming up to Canada. Obviously, Chick-fil-A came up to Canada. Great. Chick-fil-A, best fast food restaurant experience by a mile. Cleanest, most polite, best fast food restaurant experience in Canada now by a mile. We have a Chipotle up here. Haven't tried that. We have Five Guys and Fatburger. One of those two is American. I forget which one. Maybe they both are. They're very expensive. Can't afford that shit. And then we also recently got a Shake Shack. And I'll be honest, I think Shake Shack was massively overrated. I now don't trust any East Coaster's opinion on food. Anyone who has tried to gaslight me into believing that Shake Shack is better than In-N-Out, you know, like I just don't know what to say. I like, it's like when my friend said that his favorite episode of Star Wars was episode 8, and he thought that it was objectively the best one, and I just stopped playing D&D with him. Because I was like, we just are never going to agree on storytelling, and I don't want you in my D&D game. I didn't tell him that, but we did just conveniently stop playing D&D, so. Had the best setup when I worked at summer camp. My co-counselor would take lunch break before mine, go off campus to get some fast food somewhere. I just give them more than my order would cost, and they bring me lunch back for my lunch break after. Easy, right? Oh yeah, I used to do that. I used to be the lunch guy at work at the game store. And the rule is if you gave me close to exact change, I just wouldn't get you food. So it's like food's $13, dudes hand me 15, easy. You know, I just didn't want to have to deal with coins. If somebody tried to give me coins, it was over. I'm not grabbing your food for you. It's not going to happen. I don't want a fucking coin. I don't want exact change. I'm not bringing you the bill and telling you how much it was so that you can e-transfer me. No, just give me 15 bucks. I'll go with food. Now it'd probably be like 25 bucks, given how expensive food is. Hard to compare Shake Shack and In-N-Out. I really like both, but the product is different. Well, okay, that's fair. I think that is fair. I think they are different burgers in general, but the Shake Shack burger was just kind of boring. Like, it's fine. It was a fine burger. It was fine. All right. But so is A&W. In Canada, at least. A&W in America is apparently nasty as fuck. You know, it was just fine. I wouldn't go in my way for it. So, Magpie Dryad, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Let's compare the Canadian version of the U.S. source, as the sources for all the food are different. Shake Shack, Hero Bees, and Canadian beef argue better than U.S. beef. I would say, at least in Alberta, definitely better beef. I want A&W. Honestly, I don't know if you are, that's a great name, by the way, Dragon Dialith. I don't know if you're Canadian or not, but in Canadian, like, A&W is completely different, as Steve said. A&W is a different company altogether in Canada. You're from Alberta? Oh shit, okay, yeah. All right, okay, yeah, so you understand. Yeah, got it, me too. I live close to Calgary. Honestly, A&W slaps in Canada. It's like A&W in Canada is, I would say, it might not be your favorite burger, but it is the realest tasting burger. All right, it is the realest tasting burger. You might like Wendy's or McDonald's or whatever, Five Guys or some shit. That's all fine. That's totally fine. You can like whatever burger you want. But I think that the A&W burger is objectively the most real tasting one. So it's the one that tastes like it has the least chemical in it. So who knows if that's a good thing or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, you say it to Americans and Americans freak out because apparently A&W in the US is like a very trashy, kind of gross, nasty ass, like a truck stop kind of burger place. I had no idea. And the menu's very different. It's crazy, man. I'd be untrusting. I do find American fast food very different though than Canadian fast food. Some of it is good. Some of it's very off-putting. You know, like I really can't do American McDonald's. And like I would have to every single time, as per tradition, we'd go to BlizzCon. We wouldn't fly into LAX because that airport is cursed, diseased, and should be avoided at all costs. We would fly into SNA, which is John Wayne Airport in Orange County. It's very close to BlizzCon, Disneyland, all that kind of stuff. You just have to, it's only domestic, so you have to transfer to, you know, from San Francisco or Denver or wherever, to a American flight. But, you know, honestly, they had to make McDonald's in there. And so every BlizzCon trip coming home, we would always, on the day of our flight, we would always go stop and get McDonald's at the airport and sit in there. We'd sit at, usually if we could, in our same booth. There's about 5 or 6 of us. And we would eat American McDonald's. And it was always kind of hard for me because, man, that shit's different, dog. That shit down there is a different animal, literally. So I don't know. Maybe I'm judging Shake Shack too harshly as I'm having the Canadian version. Maybe the American version is the correct amount of chemical and whatever else that you want in it to make it really the kind of quality experience you want out of a fast food burger. I don't know, man. I suppose during Eldaracon, a lot of our American guild members can come up and see what they think of the Canadian experience. When the mods came up, when a bunch of my mods flew up to Canada, they were kind of blown away by how different some of this shit was. So that was kind of fun, honestly. That was cool to watch them like have their own experience of Canadian fine dining, as it were. Mott's burger does slap. Shake Shack is like one of the least chemically burgers here. Really? Damn. Okay. All right. Have you tried Shake Shack in New York? I'll accept your decision. It's pretty good there, I must admit. Okay, fair enough. And I'm willing to admit that. I'm just calling balls and strikes as I see them. And Shake Shack, I've had In-N-Out in the US. I've had Shake Shack in Canada. And Shake Shack's just pretty boring, man. Good hot dog, though. Not a Five Guys hot dog, though. Like, I think, is Five Guys an American company? I think it's Five Guys, yeah. Five Guys, I'm pretty sure is an American company. Five Guys, great hot dog. Great burger. Shake Shack, a little boring. But, you know, I'm willing to change my review, change my rating, if I get a chance to try it in the home of where it is supposed to be. That is completely reasonable to say that the review could be updated. Five Guys hot dogs, wow, it does, right? Am I crazy? It's like $30. But yeah, they have hot dogs. Yeah. Okay, I'm not crazy. They got them dogs. They got them cheese dog, them hot dog, them bacon cheese dog. They're actually pretty good. They're legitimately decent. When Elle and I were, there's a Five Guys right by the Alberta Children's Hospital. And one night when we were there with baby, because he had to be on oxygen for a little while, we like got Five Guys, and I decided to like do the weird thing of getting a hot dog instead of a burger. And it kind of changed something, man. Like, I was like, damn, is this a new thing? Do I get fast food hot dogs? Because when I think of hot dogs, I think of like stadium hot dogs. Like, the only place I'd buy a hot dog to eat out is either at a sports event or at a place that is weirdly a Canadian fast food chain that I don't think you guys have in America, called New York Fries. Why is it Canadian? It's called New York Fries. I don't fucking know. Don't ask me. I don't make the rules, dude. Come on. What are you doing? Why are you trying to put me on the spot? I raised you Peter's Milkshake. God, I honestly have not had Peter's Drive-In since I was in art school. That was a decade ago and a bit. I have not been in a long time. There's a couple of like burger places in Edmonton, and since Elle and I will be up there for Renfaire this week, I'm always trying to get the courage up to try them, but they look so grungy. Like, one's called the Burger Baron and the other's called Triple O's or whatever, but like I keep seeing like Burger Baron, it looks like it's from the 1970s. And so it's either going to be great or give me food poisoning, or both. You know? Right? A&W and Mary's Chicken, my Canadian must-haves. Really? What is Mary's Chicken? I'm not familiar. I don't know if that's a place I have been or am aware of. But I'm glad you have Canadian go-tos whenever you're up here doing your work trips, disguised Eldaricon visits. Which I guess, yeah, Strathmore's coming up, isn't it? Well, not really, actually. Strathmore's Mary Brown's. Wait, Mary Brown's is Canadian? What? Mary Brown's Chicken, 100% Canadian, owned and operated. What? I had no idea. Oh, it's definitely an East Coast thing. That is a map of fucking Toronto right there. There's like 3 in Calgary, maybe like 5 in Alberta. Damn, dude, I had no idea. I had no idea. I thought this was one of those so it opened recently in Alberta, and I had assumed that this was like another one of those American Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, like another one of those American chicken chains that came up here. I didn't, or Church's is up here now. Church's Texas Chicken. Wow, I had no idea. I just thought that it was I thought it was another one of those. That's cool. Wait, what the hell? There's so many now in Calgary. What in the fuck? That's so close to where I live. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in the city. And one close to me in a city called, or a town called Cochrane. I know. That'd be closer to me. Wow, dude, I had no idea. I didn't know. All right, cool. Fuck. Shit. Yep. It was in Brockville, Ontario, where I had it. Okay, fair enough. I don't know what the fuck that is, man. It's some place out east, dude. I've been to Ontario exactly twice in my lifetime because flights there are so unbelievably expensive. It is as expensive. Like, this is why I don't do the big Toronto Fan Expo, because flying out to Toronto Fan Expo, flying to Toronto in general is as expensive as it is to fly to the island of Hawaii, specifically Maui or Oahu or whatever. The islands of Hawaii are less expensive, actually, in some ways, to fly to than the nation's capital of Ottawa or the nation's cultural capital of Toronto. And because Ella and I have family in Hawaii, why the fuck would I ever fly to Toronto? What the shit is there to do in Toronto? We pay an ass load for a hotel and whatever? Nah, dog. Nah. I'll just take my chances and fly to Hawaii if we ever get a chance to go see your family. And it's nice to see family out there. There is family, to be fair, out in the east. There's family in Ottawa. But honestly, I don't like them as much, and they don't watch my streams, so I can say that. Honestly, we don't like them all that much, so why the fuck would we spend all the money to go fly to see them? You know, hey, what kind of armor do we want to do here? Let me do the big collar thing. Kind of like that on the other piece. We gotta do a little bit of update, but let's try and stay referential to the original Ashy of Heart warrior design. Same flight time equals go to Hawaii. I think it is the same flight time, isn't it? It's like about 5 hours either direction. Yeah, like, to be honest, if we didn't have family that lived in Hawaii on Ella's side, we would never be able to go, because the accommodations in Hawaii are unbelievably expensive. You know, for like middle of the road hotels, we're talking 500 Canadian a night for a pretty meh hotel, just because it's on the island. So we'd have absolutely no business being there ever if there weren't family there. So why not take advantage of it, you know? Let's stay with the old cousins, as it were. Go to the old game store in Lahaina. Oh, that burned down, never mind. Yeah, never mind. That's gone. Hopefully it reopens or reopened. I don't know. I've been there in a while. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, okay, the collar's better. It kind of references the original design we had from Miss Hart. Lady Hart, even. Sabine knows all about Hawaii, man. Sabine just takes jet-setting vacations. The Pacific Islands, every opportunity she gets. She just sits on the beach farming Jirachi in Pokopia all day long. You have no idea. Good life, man. Works hard for it, but it's a good life. Or something like that. I don't know if I can know, man. Don't ask me. Honestly, Hawaii for an Eldaracon. You know? Hey, you know? Hey, if we're gonna do Eldaracon. Eldaracon Maui? Last time I was in Hawaii, actually there was a convention there that was some kind of American, what was it? American, what would you call these companies? Weapons manufacturers like Boeing, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Sig, whatever, well, you know, all the weapons companies for the missiles and airplanes and rifles and stuff and military industrial complex. Thank you. There's a military industrial complex convention there. And so it was at one of these hotels close by to where we were. And so we were there for 2 weeks, but for that entire weekend, there's all these people walking around and they had like their badges on. No one was in like military attire, but some people had like they'd have their badge. We were sitting at a restaurant called the Tommy Bahamas fucking restaurant, which is just so tacky. I love it. We're sitting at the Tommy Bahamas restaurant and we're having dinner. And beside us, there's a table of like 3 dudes, 2 women, I think like that. And like their badges, like one of the women had like a badge on that said like whatever her name was, and like Chief something development ballistics, Lockheed Martin or whatever. And there was a guy that had like a badge that said like Colonel something or another, whatever, you know, U.S. Marine Corps. Another guy had a badge that said like, you know, General or Brigadier General something Air Force. And they were just fucking talking about like war and shit so casually. It was amazing. I was like, dude, bro, I feel like I gotta be careful, man. I can't, you know, like what if I'm, you know, what if I'm too close to them, man? You know, what if I hear some shit I'm not supposed to, bro? Am I gonna get like, you know, like pillowcased or whatever? So it got me thinking, hey, Maui, great place for convention, you know? Yeah, Brooklyn, Maui. They live on the east side of Maui. So, Tom Home's restaurant is one of my mom's favorites. Usually pretty decent, just pricey. I fucking love it, dude. I don't care. It's always really good. Look, it's a little tacky, but I love it. I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's my favorite place to go when we're there. It is pricey. Well, my second favorite place to go, but yeah, it is pricey. Still good though. But hey, you know, if it's good enough for the U.S. military industrial complex, it should be good enough for Eldaracon, right? Right? Guys, right? Oh shit, maybe not. Maybe we can't afford it. Like how much money could the U.S. military industrial complex possibly have? Like you know, like it can't be that expensive to hold a convention there, right? I mean, it's a government thing, and they wouldn't spend money frivolously on a expensive venue that we wouldn't be able to afford as a private thing, right? Shit, guys, maybe we weren't doing it in Maui. Maybe that's an indication that it's gonna be too expensive. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to see. Famously frugal. Yes, exactly. Yeah, the U.S. military, known for its frugality. So, right? Hey. It's probably, if they can afford it, we could probably afford it for Eldaracon. No government has ever spent money frivolously in the history of the world. Wow. Okay, come on now. You know, let's not be crazy here. Pacific Command is already there. How convenient. Oh, wow. How convenient. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Wonder how that happened. Crazy, isn't it? Okay, maybe we aren't doing Eldaracon in Hawaii. We probably can't. We probably can't afford the venue, honestly. Now that I'm being, you know, now I'm kind of being warmed up to the idea of it. I don't think we can afford it. I'm sorry. Eldaracon probably has to stay in Canada. Maybe next year, though. Maybe the year after. Good enough for Pokemon Regionals. Good enough for Evan Blair art. As they say. I'm not recording any of this. Fucking goddamn it. Okay. Can't afford it yet. Exactly. I do think the best convention location would probably be in Orlando. I think because like Anaheim is fantastic. BlizzNyCon is great. but I think that East Coast is easier for our Europeans. And then you can have Eldaracon, and then Disney's right there, and you got a whole reason to go. But that's expensive. Maybe it would be better to do in Anaheim. I mean, we probably need, oh God, how many thousand attendees do we probably need to be able to afford Eldaracon at the Anaheim Convention Center? Like probably what, 70,000? I think Eldaracon attendees at $300 a ticket could probably pay for it. Somewhere around there. Like I think, okay, so we got like me, Ella, Thorkin, my dad. Shit, are we a bit short? Fuck. The Condo Compass with rentals, they always have a community room that's pretty cheap. That's true, actually. Yeah. You just rent a church on a Friday and Saturday. Those things are huge and cheap. Very true, actually. So there is a small convention in Calgary, Alberta, called ArdCon, and it's run by this guy named Sean, and it's kind of an Eldaracon. He has an adventure that he runs, or that he makes, a little RPG supplement, and the world is called Ardnor, and ArdCon has kind of become a tabletop, like very focused D&D convention. I used to say ArdCon was my favorite convention of the year because it's definitely one of the best. It feels like old Gen Con. You know, when they talked about how Gen Con in the 80s or whatever was kind of shitty at a community center, is very small, very like whatever. ArdCon is that. So ArdCon's great, don't get me wrong. This year, GameCon has surpassed ArdCon as my favorite convention of the year, and they were neck and neck. The reason is because all of my like creator friends are at GameCon from Canada, which is amazing, and they have big games and like big companies that are there. Like Hit Point Press was there, which was cool. I actually didn't buy a single book from Hit Point Press, and I really should have, but I just was distracted all weekend and forgot. So GameCon's kind of like they're neck and neck, but ArdCon's right there, and ArdCon made me realize in some ways what is possible, because it's just at a little community center. It's just a very small couple hundred people at a community center, right? Like it's tiny, it's cool, but like you just rent a community center, right? Those can't be that much to rent, you know? And then you just run your little convention there. Like you're exactly right. Am I going to any Book Talk early fantasy balls this year? Yes, I am. Yeah, this is the the same people that put on the last fantasy ball at the Chateau du Lake Louise Fairmont. This one's going to be at the Banff Springs Hotel, which is a massive upgrade in a lot of ways, and this is a ball called the Empyrean Gala from a fantasy book series called Fourth Wing. Okay. It is on Halloween, October 31st, in the Banff Springs Hotel, which is listed as the most haunted hotel in North America, maybe the world. And apparently the Empyrean Gala is like an event in the book that happens. There's some ball or gala for some academy or some shit of like dragon riders or some, I don't know. Oh, an evening for those bold enough to soar, inspired by the world of the elite riders and deadly training grounds. The Empyrean Gala invites you to step into the realm of fire, flight, and fantasy. Whether you're a daring cadet or a seasoned wing leader, the immersive experience offers a night of celebration, spectacle, and unforgettable moments. Stay where the magic lives. Make your Empyrean Gala experience truly unforgettable by staying at the iconic Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, a castle in the mountains worthy of any rider. We've just secured exclusive discount rates for the rooms. This is actually the entire reason to go. The discount is the entire reason to go. Normally this hotel is like $1,000 Canadian a night. For us as vendors or attendees, it's like $300 a night. I don't care if we make money at this ball or not. I don't give a shit. I just want to go stay at the Banff Springs Hotel for a night and pay less than $1,000. So our table costs as vendors is not expensive. So why immerse yourself in Phil Fantasy experience? There you go. Rooms are limited. I don't know. So yes, I am going to another fantasy book talk event, the Empyrean Gala, at the Banff Springs Fairmont Hotel. So I don't know anything about Fourth Wing, okay? Like, what do I know about this ball? I know that it's a book talk book, okay? I know it's a fantasy book written for women who hate their husbands, okay? I know, I'm kidding, relax, fucking chill, man. At least the book talk girlies can take a joke. The furries can't, man. You make a joke about how the book talk girlies will hate their husbands, they laugh. You make a joke about how the furries all want to bang their dogs, they get mad about it, whatever. Anyway, I know that it's the book talk thing. I know it's fantasy smut that I'll never read. I know that it has to do with dragons. And I know that it is going to be full of one of my favorite groups of people that I have ever met. The book talk girlies are the best to party with. They're all just like well off, well-adjusted, sociable, kind of nerdy women in their late 20s to late 30s that all have, either rich husbands or they're all career women or something. So they got money to spend on fantasy balls. They got money to spend on fancy dresses. They're there, wine drunk and ready to have a good fucking time. Like they are a good crowd. The book talk girlies last event, I was like, oh God, is it going to be what is it going to be like? Is this some weird shit? Is it going to be some whatever? I've heard a lot of stuff, but book talk events being kind of whatever, oh God, you got to look out. But honestly, like we're sitting there watching the Blue Jays game with a bunch of fucking drunk women at like midnight or whatever, the World Series, a bunch of them are buying dice and art and shit and whatever. And it was a good fucking time. That's a great group of people. And then honestly, after that, I just work for the book talk girlies on TikTok now. The largest single group of D&D players that I do commissions for on Coffee are the D&D book talk girlies. They're the best. They're the best. I don't care. Like, I don't fucking care, man. I'll say it. I'll claim whatever associations come with that. The book talk girlies are the best, man. They are the single best group of people to work for as an artist. And I'm not even gonna pretend it's close. Not gonna pretend it's close. They don't ask how much something is. Dude, I got a client, 2 clients at the ball last year. At the ball. I didn't start work for them until like February or whatever, when I was done with my big NDA contract shit. And I did their characters for them. I shit you not. I'm trying not to brag about this. I'm just trying to say what we're dealing with here. $150 project, $500 tip. That's all I'm gonna say. I just hey, look, hey. I'm not bragging. I'm not, oh shit, I'm fucking no, it's just listen, you don't get that from the weebs. The weebs try and haggle you. Oh, can I get my anime waifu D&D character, but can you do it for half off because I got to spend too much money on Genshin Impact this month? Okay? The weebs out. I'm sorry, guys. I love you. But the furries, they can't even afford me to begin with. Hey, can you draw my weird fucking dog, man? Okay, it'll be $200. Oh, man. I can get one guy on Fiverr to do it for $6 in a foot picture. Or whatever. Like, I don't expect a tip from anyone, but my flabber was indeed gasted. I like the book talk girlies really do grab you by the collar and say, money isn't an object. Make the hot man art for me, okay? Make the deep V deep. And I said, how deep? And she said, deep. And I said, are we going abdominal deep? And she said, deep. And I said, are we going navel deep? And she shivered slightly and said, yes. Okay, fine. Deep V's and $500 tips. I'm not gonna complain about the Book Talk Girlies ever again. You will not hear me talking any fucking shit about them. All right. Now I don't get tipped from clients all that often anymore because I don't do clients. I just do like coffee and stuff like that now. But when I do commit, like, hey, the Book Talk Girlies, you're never gonna hear me say anything bad about it. You're never gonna hear me say anything bad about them. I have never, my flabber has never been gasted that much. I have never been, I've never felt so abused by a client with money. I've never felt so discarded and gross, but also well paid and appreciated. God knows, God help me if I did NSFW work. Like, just God help their wallets and God help my soul if I were to have agreed to do what they wanted me to do. So, initially, the Book Talk Girlies, man, they are a different breed. And even like that's just like one-off person. But the Book Talk Girlies are great because they just want you to make characters attractive. Like, I'll always get a little bit of pushback when I post, when a video goes really like not viral, but when a video gets a lot of views on TikTok specifically, or YouTube. TikTok or YouTube. Instagram people don't give a shit. Instagram people are like, hey, cool character. But a video gets like 100,000 views on TikTok or YouTube, it has like 40 comments or whatever, right? There will always be somebody in there that gets mad about hot D&D characters. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the modern games industry or whatever, the debate about should game characters be hot or not. But I always get somebody that's like, oh, why don't you make characters that are realistic? Why don't you make characters that have, you know, like relatable whatever? Why don't you make whatever? Like, basically telling me to de-idealize the character and make them more realistic. I have now what I'm referring to as my Book Talk Praetorian Guard. If you go back to any of those videos on TikTok that I didn't delete, because I usually delete, like, if someone leaves a negative comment in any way, I don't engage with it. I just delete it, right? I just don't engage, whatever. So if I see someone who's complaining about something in a piece of mine, I'll just delete the comment if I see it. But sometimes it gets left up, right? I'll go to sleep in the comments, whatever, and I'll wake up. There's a couple on some videos. I can try and find some of them old, but you see someone make a complaint about it, and there is my Book Talk Girly Praetorian Guard shows up in the comments, and they light that motherfucker up. Like, I feel so bad for somebody who on a big video of mine who complains about a character being too hot, because the Book Talk Girlies are ready. They absolutely light them up. Holy shit. They are there looking out for me. So, again, another reason why you will never hear me complain about the Book Talk Girlies. Read 2 of the books in the series. I like to think of it as equivalent to watching Love Island or a show like that. It's hot garbage but entertaining as long as you don't try to do any critical thinking, which is great. I love that. That's fine. You know? It's like the isekai anime equivalent in Book Talk, sure. Well, I don't know, honestly, if there's like I need to ask my friend Bunny, who is like, she is a Book Talk girly through and through. She told me that I should do like a limited art prints of 2 characters from Fourth Wing. I don't know, it was 2 dudes. Like for the Aquatar Ball last year, she told me to do 2 of the characters, the main dude and the main chick. I forget their names, but the red-haired chick and the black-haired dude that had dragon wings or whatever. So there's Rysand, thank you, yes. Rysand and the fucking girl, whatever her name is. But they had cosplayers there. And Feyre, yes, thank you. And so people are telling me, like, hey, you got to do some, for this book talk thing, you got to do some, do some sketches of the two guys from Fourth Wing, and you'll sell out a prints there. So I don't know which the 2 guys are, but I have to get the names from my friend Bunny, who's read the series, is a Book Talk really through. She's going to these events just so she can go to the fantasy ball. She doesn't give a shit if she makes any money. She makes very good money at it because she's making like fantasy jewelry and stuff, and she does very well at the events. But she went there the last year. She's like, I don't give a fuck if I'm here for the ball. You know, I don't fucking care if I sell anything or make any money or lose money this weekend or whatever. I'm here for the ball. So she was in it. Okay. And so I gotta ask her which the two characters, because I gotta figure out that pretty quick. Because this ball's coming up, man. It's in the fall. And if you think October's far away, oh boy. October does not feel far away for me right now. October feels like it's right the fuck around the corner, so. And I'm not remotely surprised or impressed I know these names. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't listen. I wasn't gonna say. I already called you too autistic to eat anything other than chicken tendies today. I wasn't gonna bring up why you knew that. Okay, I already. Okay, who's this one? Zadin Riorson. Is this? I shouldn't open up Google image search for this on stream, should I? Wow. What is with the book talk girlies and AI art? Holy motherfuck. What the shit, man? But is this our guy? Is this our broody man? Is that the guy? Is that the one? The jaw from the Greek pantheon. Got it. Okay. And then who's the other one? Dane? You got to pick two. It's either Dane or Liam. I'm not doing more than two. So you got to tell me who, because I think that she did mention something with an X. So I think it was that was one of them. Dane. All right. Dane. Atos. Let's see. And then this fuckboy over here. Okay. All right. Well, can I be honest? These characters look incredibly boring to me. Like, I'll do it for the beams, for the book talk girlies. I'll give them what they want at the event. But like, all right, sure. All right. I was hoping for like some cool character design or whatever, you know? Make them better. I can't fuck with the image that the book talk girlies have of their guy. Whoever their guy is, I'm not screwing with that. So they can have what they want. I'm just gonna deliver. But the character designs are kind of boring, I think. Like he's just wearing like in all these pictures, he's just wearing like a sleeveless fucking vest or whatever. And maybe a couple of belts. Read the book description. They have leather armor. Generic white boy TM, exactly. Let me know not even what series he's from is Adon. Adon. Not because it's no idea spelled backwards. Oh, okay, got it. Uh-huh. Got it. Make them better. Man, okay, that's a challenge, bro. That's what I'm trying to do with Ashley's character here. Holy fuck, man. I'm kidding. Fucking relax, dude. Fucking relax. I'm just putting her in armor. Okay? Still making sure it's Ashley's fucking signature pigtails and bow core. We're just adding some design flares of the armor, the battle vestments of Lady Ashley of Heart, okay? Book talk girlies, and he looks just like the most generic Disney Channel bad boy, but 5 years older, suntanned, and edgy. Is that why the AI is so prevalent in the book talk fandom? Is because it's so easy to create a prompt of just attractive Disney Channel bad boy, but on just an uncomfortable amount of steroids. Like, we have to understand that the amount of juice that our boys are on, and I'm fine with that, by the way. You're not going to hear me complain about it, because the book talk girlies know that the male aesthetic that they want is absolutely unachievable naturally. Just like the Gooner Gamer weirdos know that Eve from Stellar Blade is absolutely naturally unachievable. And as long as they're existing in this realm of understanding, then it's fine, you know? So we just need to have our dude absolutely juiced out with like mid single digit % body fat. And we can basically just call it this guy no matter what. So I think that's probably pretty good. Maybe we will do some little design work or whatever. If there's no canonical, I guess, like image, don't juice him too much. This guy is fucking juiced out of his mind. Like, the thing is that, like, if you're talking about like Ronnie Coleman, like open bodybuilders, like here. My man Ronnie over here, he is on the same amount of juice as like as our boy Sebum is. They just have different training that they do. Sebum trains for aesthetic, for the classic male physique in Mr. Universe, and a guy like Ronnie's in the open physique. It's just about size. So what you mean to say is not don't juice him too much, just juice him and then encourage him to train for the men's classic physique. Sorry, let me just explain male bodybuilding for a second to talk about book talk. Let me mansplain this real quick. It's prevalent in book talk fandom because it's consumer heavy fandom. The demand is massive, which is not nearly enough to eat. Like, book talk does not overlap with fanfic heavily, as surprising that sounds. Really? I would have imagined it would just be rampant. Is it because book talk is just so fucking smutty that there's nothing left for the depraved imagination of fanfic writers? Don't trust the woman, trust the Google images. Yeah, for real, right? For real. All right, so we'll juice him up, not too much. We'll keep him relatable. And we'll just do our Disney Channel bad boy, and we'll get it. All right. You all sold me on it. So we're doing Xandon and Dane. Let me just message my friend Bunny right now. I don't know if I have her Discord, actually. I have to go through Ella. Whatever. We'll figure it out later. I have months to do this, right? I was staying at a hotel at the same time as bodybuilding nationals were a few years ago. And let me tell you what was interesting was when we went to the swimming pool. Oh yeah, you don't say. Pronounced Zayden. Okay, Zayden. Is there a Y in there? Did I miss? Oh. A lot more fanfics that were written with the help of generative AI and got absolute ick the first time I saw it. Oh no. I kind of don't understand I don't understand, like, I can kind of understand that, like I don't like, but you have to be able to understand and in some ways empathize with the mind of a person who goes to something like AI slop or whatever. I can understand the use of AI image generation. I can understand the use of AI music, right? I can understand these generative AI things, but what I don't understand is the use of AI writing, because I've always felt like the entire process of writing is to create, like, maybe AI. I don't know. Yeah, like, why would you want, like, write me a story so I can read? Like, I don't know. It just feels weird. Like I want to write it, but you write it for me. I'll tell you what happens and then write it. That's I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, it's all kind of weird, but that one I don't understand that one at all. Just plenty of people writing fanfic, but not in the same way. Book talk stories are very wish fulfillment. They're not writing what if Goku had emotions or what if Raditz never died. They're doing self-insert and smut. The old Snape Snogger era of DeviantArt. I see. Okay. All right. Okay. Follow close by Liam. You want me to do Liam as opposed to Dane? Damn, I gotta let you guys vote on this shit. People write with AI because they just want to consume and consume. Generative AI fanfics are, I generated this for myself and then shared it with others who might also want it. There is actually a very interesting study on AI writing, though. Let me share it. Interesting. Because I don't understand it even the slightest. Like, I understand the desire for AI art deeply. I think if you can't understand that and you're just like, well, I could never see myself like being the person who would use AI art, I absolutely can. If I was a person with no artistic ability and I had D&D shit and whatever, and I just wanted art for stuff, I understand I understand the mind of the kind of person that uses it. And if you can't understand the mind of the kind of person that uses it, then you don't understand the tool. And if you don't understand the tool, you don't know how to work around it or with it or in a world with it. And then you're just fucked as an artist. Like, your career's over. You know, you don't know what to do to make yourself different then, so your career can't survive. You have to understand know thy enemy. But the writing one, I just don't understand at all. That's one that I don't get. So I just remember my ick was because someone posted fanfic, not theirs, into AI to finish it. Because the author wasn't fast enough updating. Oh, that's actually also kind of that's very cringe. That's like that's extremely cringe right there. You know? All right. Okay. Ooh, yeah, I don't know about that one, man. That's pretty weird. That's pretty, huh? The Monka fucking Got it. Well, it's a new world we live in, man. I had a long conversation with somebody about AI at GameCon who was determined to like try and get me to admit that there was no reason for me ever to make art anymore for the rest of all time. They were determined to try and debate with me when all I was doing is disengaging, you know? Which happens usually like once or twice at a convention, I think, you know? AI writing is pretty odd to me as well. I think it's used by some writers who don't like the actual process of writing. They want to dream stuff up and have someone else write it. Okay, all right. I can understand that, I guess. They want to create like a scenario or like a plot. They don't want to write the actual bones of it, right? Or the narrative of it or something, or the actual story. I don't know how to use these words. The plot, the narrative, the story, in like which they're writing, which AI is finishing or filling in for them. Because then I guess it is the same thing as like a prompt where you're like, oh, I want a hot elf girl with a pig man, you know, just down in the river. And they don't want to actually draw it, but they just want to see it happen. So I guess like that could be like, oh, I have two characters. That's my self-insert to Harry Potter. Write my character romancing Hermione at the ball instead of Harry. Yeah, I get it. A-Res want to read what would happen if Ganon was actually Zelda. They don't care if it's good or not. They just want it. Like that kind of, it all sort of comes back to my whole idea about what is art and how one of the reasons why AI doesn't bother me is because I think that if you look at AI art or AI images as art, if you look at the AI image generation models as a threat to art, because you think for some reason this is the first time that images that are not art are being flooded onto the internet, I would like look over with the hangman meme and be like, first time? Like I see Pinterest, Twitter, DeviantArt, Instagram, and I see floods of generic 2020 style anime, North American Critical Role fan art style, Nickelodeon anime fan art of shit from the abyss of whatever franchise you could want. And I don't regard any of it as real art. And all of it was painstakingly made by a human. But that's the problem, man, is I don't even regard everything made by human hands as having artistic value. Now, obviously, I would never tell someone, oh, I think your work has no artistic value. Like, who the fuck cares what my opinion is, right? But that's the thing about like why the AI art just is so unsurprising and so unbothering to me. Because AI art, in some ways, I think is like Amazon moving into town, and now you can get cheap shit online for basically free. And I'm like, weren't you here for Walmart? Like, none of this was handmade, good quality shit to begin with. You're mad about it just being even more to the extreme of slop. It was already slop in a lot of ways. Very few people, I think, were actually producing things of any interest or merit to me anyway, personally. Obviously, I would never tell somebody who creates stuff with their own hands that what they're doing doesn't have fucking value, and I don't regard it as art. But yeah, man, I'm allowed to think what I want to think when I see shit at conventions. I just see the endless fucking phalanx of a cacophony of poorly composed fan art portraits of characters from bullshit that people want, and I'm like, this doesn't ring as art to me anyway, but people are here for it, I guess. So post some of the big screenshots from AI writing as an analysis. Okay, I need to go deep on this later. This is gonna be a break to remember. Also, we don't want to admit this outside. There's a lot of people who say they want to write, but really want to have written. That's an interesting point. Yeah. I just want companies to stop pushing AI. I mean, they're not going to. They're not going to. Like, absolutely not. It's going to get better. It's going to get indistinguishable. And this is the thing that I think that, like, when I will, because, like I said, every once in a while at a convention, or mostly every conventions, I have a conversation with somebody who says something like, man, defend your validity as a artist to me. For whatever reason, they want to have artists like defend their validity to them or their right to exist. But occasionally, and usually on stream, but actually at Calgary Expo in April, right before I took my like giant break, I had an interesting conversation with somebody. I am seeing conversations with basically artist doomers. And there's one artist who's in a mutual friend to Ashy and I's stream, and an artist that is in that streamer's chat all the time, who every time I see them open their mouth, they basically complain about AI art and how there's no reason to be an artist anymore, and how you can't compete, the industry's whatever, it's this, it's that, never make art, there's no reason to be an artist, I've made a mistake by being an artist, all this kind of shit. And I was hearing some of that doomery stuff, but not with, like, some people want to be the victim there, and they want, and if you tell them, hey man, like, actually I think you'll be fine, they're like, no, don't tell me I'll be fine. Tell me I'm destroyed. My life is over. It's like, okay, man, I'm sorry. I tried to help you. But sometimes an artist will say like, hey, I'm kind of nervous about this. I'm worried by AI. I'm threatened. They'll be like willing to admit their vulnerability and feeling like, hey, this is making me uncomfortable. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to have a career or whatever? And in no way do I ever tell them that like AI is never going to be as good as your own work. It's never going to be as distinguishable as whatever. It's never going to be this or that. Like, don't worry, you'll always have original. You'll never be able to mimic human artwork, all that kind of stuff. Because it will. And if we want, we're like, oh, I don't want AI in my video games and in my whatever and shit like that. It's coming, man. You can't, you know. The idea of let's just all boycott Ubisoft and then we won't have AI in any of our games. Like, it's over, man. The fight's gone. It's over. The LLM model and image generation models are here. It's a new day. We complain about it, and I hate it too, but now we have to figure out what to do about it. What our new role as artists and creatives are. And I think the problem is that you have to pose yourself as doing something worthy of human interest to begin with. And it has to be more than just the image you create. And so there has to be something evocative about it. There has to be something intriguing. There has to be something human. There has to be something beyond just the merits of an image as an artist. And so you can go to oil painting and be a traditional artist that creates physical things. You can go the route of conceptual design and create stuff that is art that has your own ideas that literally AI couldn't create because you are the only person that can create your own ideas, right? Or you can go the route of making the experience of your art more than the image, streaming, YouTube, whatever, all these different things. There's tons of ways as an artist to ward yourself against AI. But the problem is that path, almost no artists chose to tread because it was the harder path. The path has always been there, and it is still there. That path is entirely unthreatened by AI. Never has been, right? And in some ways, if you posed yourself to not have to compete with the Temu marketplace and of art, the Fiverr, then you were never at risk of AI. And I think that's like an interesting thing to think about, you know? So we can't complain about it too much. I mean, like let's whine about it. It's funny. But realistically, It's here, man. As much as we might not like it, it's unfortunately here. And I don't think there's anything that's going to happen that changes that. So we have to figure out what is the nature and what is the inherent value of human creativity. And that's a question I don't think a lot of artists or writers or creators want to actually answer, because that's so unbelievably difficult. It's so just the dread that comes in, the fear, the hopelessness and despair that enters into your mind when you have to try and figure out how to solve artistic endeavor is like overwhelming, you know? I mean, drawing can write, but I don't enjoy the process either. I don't consider myself an artist or writer. I'm a crafter. Yeah, some of it is art, and I'm a fiber artist. That's cool. I mean, hey, if you put yourself into it, like it's if it's intended to be art, then it's art. You know, whether or not it's in some ways like you don't necessarily get to call yourself an artist or not. You can think of yourself however you want, but that's irrelevant to how other people think of you. And if they see your art and they think what you're doing is like awesome art, then to that person in that moment, that experience, you're an artist. And then how much merit does that have to your personal opinion of yourself? I did not consider myself a real artist until about 2 years ago, when I was 100%, like my income was 100% supported in a sustainable way by my art. I didn't consider myself a real artist until that point. That was kind of my metric, there's a couple things, and that was my last hurdle to jump over. But before that, I would say to myself, I'm an aspiring artist. People would be like, you're fucking crazy. You're way better than me, and I call myself an artist. It's like, I'm not saying you can't call yourself an artist. It's my own impression of where I am. So, I mean, it's an interesting, it's an interesting, I guess just the semantics of it. Take everything that we now consider economically valuable in about 10 years, so all the discussion will be over and we'll be free to do whatever we want. Maybe. That or, well. You know? Sigma's tale with AI writing was the narrative was too focused. Humans go on tangents and comparisons and flashbacks and flash forwards to make references to other topics to relate to the audience. Interesting. He was right, like a bleach fight scene. Oh no, you're actually right though. I'm an optimist. I like that. Yeah, the pessimists get to be right. The optimists get to be happy. So we don't say the words "I'm an artist" mainly because people think that I do drawing, painting, etc. I'm an artist. Sure, I don't describe myself as one to avoid the specific expectations. Interesting. Interesting. It's very enlightening. All right, I think our design is almost done here. We can actually start getting into the weeds of this, and then also flip over onto Addy at some point in time. Maybe we'll try and finish the design and take a little break, and I'll see if we can move over to doing some stuff for Addy, because this is gonna be ornate as fuck, man. You know, absolutely ornate. Right, brain speed reading. Wait, what? Oh, Atari's thing. Oh, I see. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm optimistic too about it. I'm prepared for it to be awful, but I am optimistic as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this, you know? I wouldn't be making things. I wouldn't be starting I'm at the beginning of a giant project. I'm not nearing the end of it. I'm at the beginning of a 40-year-long endeavor that I've kind of committed myself to. So of course I'm in some ways naturally then optimistic about the entire idea. It'd be intricate enough for that a cosplay making the outfit would cry. That, maybe that's my goal as a character designer, is just to ensure that nobody ever actually makes a competent cosplay of that character. The challenge is just too great. I have a friend who said she wants to make an Emilia Hearthwood cosplay, and she's a serious cosplayer too, so that was a serious threat from her. But the problem is that she is, every time we talk, every convention I see her, I'm like, how's the cosplay going? She's like, fuck you. How's it going, man? How's it going? Get bent. How's the work on the armor going? Eat shit. Okay. All right. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. You know? Yeah, you're right about that. We got to put all those intricate little nonsense details in there. All the kind of filigree and etchings and, you know, like this is royal armor. When I think about royal armor, I'm thinking like, who's that emperor? Who that guy? There's some like Byzantine whatever armor from some king of God knows who cares. That I think of. Maybe it's yeah. The Emperor armor of the Holy Roman Emperor, Emperor Ferdinand. I think about this sometimes. Maybe. I think about the intricate design on it. The challenging details. The etching, the artistry, all that. I think about this stuff sometimes. It reminds me to make all of my armor more detailed and more full of narrative bullshit like this, to make cosplayers absolutely shy away from making any attempts, you know. Or which was that was Ferdinand the first, right? Ferdinand the second had even crazier armor. Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit, dude. Yep. You got a little fucking like a Pidgeotto on your head as well. Like, not only is there like a just like a Maui tattoo level of narrative description on one shoulder, you also just put a Pokemon on your head because you're the fucking emperor, so you can do whatever you want, man. That's some real detail right there. I decided I don't do canon accurate cosplay anymore. I do fandom fusions. That's cool. That's a cool way of doing it. I kind of like that. Okay, I will be right back. When I return, we will switch it up, man. I'll take a stab at it. See what happens. Be. Better? I think someone got unplugged or some shit. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. God knows things are breaking this week, so that's good because I was just getting set up on shit too. Okay, here we recording. There we go. Everything is in the right spot where it's supposed to be. Okay. Nice. All right, man. Let's get after it. Okay. The most important tiefling I will ever draw. And it's not even close. This will be what I'm remembered for when it comes to tieflings. This will be my magnum opus of attractive horned bardresses and shit or whatever. Don't worry about it. Just it's all good. Don't worry about it. I gotta find like I switched keyboards at some point in time, and so I had a lot of macros on Photoshop that did stuff for me, like the whole selection expansion thing. I had a macro that did that, and with one button you can like program in these macros for Photoshop. And I don't have that anymore because those were on my keyboard. So I was drawing on paper. Really? No, dude. Nope. That's a great compliment, though. I appreciate that. The work that I do in this sketch style is supposed to look and evoke a feeling of ancient manuals and parchment, and feel like a bit of an anachronism for the old ways, the old D&D, where once there was soul, now it no longer remains with Dungeons and Dragons. Where once there was shitty sketches in books, now only finely directed paintings remain. Where once was manuals of video game like I guess design, now only wow. I don't want to shit on modern RPGs too much, but I feel like they've lost some of that kind of old flair a little bit, so I'm trying to bring it back a smidge. A macro tablet for CSP, I can set it for more than I could ever imagine. It's just an old Android tablet. Damn. I work on a Cintiq 24 inch, so it's a big boy. Need to get a new tablet though. The current list of supplies that I need to get for art stuff is new GPU and then new tablet. It was supposed to be new tablet this year and then new GPU, but the GPU is failing me. There's certain projects I can't even do anymore because Photoshop can't handle it, or my graphics card can't handle it while I'm streaming, which is unbelievable if you ask me, but here we are. So here we are regardless. Unable to draw maps anymore or do real paintings. That's why I've been doing so much sketching and concept art. I'm waiting to get that new GPU, but I'm trying to figure out what to do about it, because with actual sort of like rendering, you kind of need a high horsepower GPU. And a lot of the new NVIDIA cards and stuff are really just the AI acceleration stuff. So including Canvas. Canvas is a good tablet, I think. I don't know. I don't have experience with it in the recent years, but I've heard good things about it. It's obviously way more affordable than the Wacom, so there is that. There is that part of it, which helps the justification. Okay. What's going on with our jewelry here? Addie needs all the jewelry in the world. You didn't think you could put bicep jewelry on your character? If it's a part of, listen, if it has ever been jeweled, Addie will jewel it. Forearms, bicep, hair, horn, necklace, doesn't matter. Addie's about that life. as her Taco Bell order suggests. So no complaints, but I've been using it as a fourth monitor to watch streams when I'm working more than I'm using for drawing. That's completely fair. That's completely fair. I need to reset up my entire desk. I'm setting it up. So it used to be kind of like set up for mostly games and stuff, and then art as well. And then I started streaming. And I set it up to kind of be 50-50 art and games. So I have to like kind of change my desk around a little bit between art and games. But I don't do a lot of gaming anymore on my PC. Like in the last couple of years, it's kind of declined. And in the last couple of months, it's just dropped off entirely having a baby. And I'm thinking about changing this desk around to be basically just 100% art and kind of like difficult if you want to play games here, but 100% art. You know, I think that's like kind of maybe better for me to format things for that. So I was actually playing a game on my Cintiq, which is funny. It's like my forward central monitor now. I was trying to play like right after baby got here, or right before, actually, yeah. I was trying to play StarCraft 2, but I can't play it on this computer anymore.
How exciting!
Yo, Nix, dude, Nix. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it, Nix. If you guys aren't following Nix, please go over and follow the Nixolotl. I believe today the theme was art fight. So please just go over there and hit that fucking follow button, man. Nix is a great artist. Phenomenal at what she does. Go smash that that what's up button. Here's the raid, Nix. I'd tell you what we're up to today, but you fucking know. Yo, Tia, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. Nix is awesome, man. It's also funny how Nix just like knows everybody in the art community. Hilarious. Anytime an art streamer comes in, Nix is like, oh hi buddy. Oh hey Mark. Just very well connected. I like it. Good shit. All right. Now, can we put button jewelry on her corset? Because that's kind of, you know, I'm not against the idea of it. I don't just have 3 streams open or anything. Yeah, basically, right? And get around somehow. Get them tabs. I figure I need like a dedicated Twitch and YouTube monitor now. Because like for real, this one, like the Cintiq, it's like central now. And like I'm going to raise my other monitors up. So it's too high to really comfortably game on. But is like perfectly placed or situated for when I am streaming. Because I can't use half of one of my monitors. Because my Cintiq, when I'm drawing, comes up too high on it. Or whatever. So gotta figure it out, man. I gotta figure out like a proper way to set up and format the desk. But you know, I've noticed there's not a lot of like setup inspiration for artists. Like I went online a little while ago and I was looking in like gaming setups, desk setups. There's a whole like genre of YouTube videos, Instagram accounts that are all like gaming setups. You know, you got the monitors and the desk and the whatever, all like on lock. And yet there's nothing there that was like suggesting that the gaming set or that the artist setups would be getting any love, man. It was just nothing but like fucking RGB and whatever. Not a single Cintiq to be had. I think it's because a lot of artists are just goblins. And they just like make it work or whatever. Or I see a lot of artists that don't use a stand on their Cintiq. or their tablet, so they like bent over it, and that's real bad. Don't do that. Or a lot of artists have much smaller tablets. If I had a 16-inch tablet, I would never have a problem with the setup whatsoever. But like I want to move from this to the even bigger one, to the 32-inch or whatever, the 27-inch. So not only do I need to make a 24-inch work, but upgrading is even front of mind as well for it. So it's stressful, man. And then having to like have even less space because of compressing my house down. Apparently I need to make space for a little one. And just last night we bought a like new like baby seat. A baby rocking seat. And I'm like, damn, this is a huge thing now that we own in our house. Where does this even go? So this office is going to get even more and more cramped, and I'm just wishing I had more desk space altogether. Yo, Cosmos, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So wallboard, I used to create a cantilever off my desk to be close to my tablet. Can't shrimper, have to take a 3-week recovery, neck injury. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. There's always some setup or whatever, some like hack or something that people use that no one just has their like their tablet out there, their tools just, you know, working for them. Everyone has some like jerry-rigged system or whatever for their tablet. And I don't even have like I have my tablet on a box, on literally I have a monitor stand, but I wanted to have, because right now I've got two 21 by 9 monitors on my desk, right? And then I have my tablet set up kind of in front of them. This is why I said I lose half of the whatever. And I got my keyboard in front, but the tablet is on a VESA mount, and all that does is it keeps it like upright. Doesn't like hold it up at all, it just keeps it upright. But the tablet is so heavy, it needs to be leaning on or resting on something. So if I have it resting on the desk and I have my keyboard in front of it, then the tablet's too low down. So I actually have to have it like my keyboard in front of the tablet, and I have to have the tablet resting on a box, resting on something so that it's raised up maybe like 4 or 5 inches. And so I was gonna buy a monitor stand, right, that would have another monitor, because I have a small monitor that I could have up here or up here or whatever. Because I actually, yes, this is my light up here. So I was gonna have it be up here on the left. That could be for like reference or Twitch or something, just another monitor, right? So I have a small monitor, it's in my closet, and I have a monitor stand, but I haven't put them up because I'm just not sure about how to make it work. I don't like the idea of it coming even further and like kind of enclosing on me even more. But I have the stand. The stand's in a box. So I'm currently using, and it's the right size of box and weight of box. So I'm using a box that says on it, desk mount stand. But instead of using the product to hold a monitor up, I have the product in the box holding my monitor up. So even then, even my setup that I think is pretty tuned up for art, even that is not working properly. So man, nobody just straight up has whatever the tools are out of the box working for them. Everybody's got something, some kind of wacky way to make it work for them. I don't know a single artist that's just like, oh yeah, I bought a computer and a tablet. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. What's up, Rastus? Keyboard arms are hold up 9 inches off the desk on the drawing tablet underneath my macro tablet off to the side. Damn. That's a whole command center right there. I kind of like that. I kind of like that, dude. I wish I could be one of those artists that just doesn't give a shit and uses an iPad. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Just iPad it, draw wherever, on your couch, on your on your lap. Apple Pencil. No screen protector. Only the will to survive. And a hatred for spending money on tablets to fuel you, or whatever Apple users or artists use, or some shit, you know? Keyboard shelf under the desk, because my arms are long enough. My keyboard needs to be resting basically on my legs, or it's too high. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I have to use also, like, my keyboard's a really low profile keyboard, so that ergonomically my hand doesn't have to be up too far. It's weird, whatever. Can't say I have a standard setup. I have a monitor stand with drawers under my Twitch monitor. I have the art monitor front and center, and have a ref Twitch monitor to the right, and the screen tab below just has Discord and OBS on it. That's hilarious. Oh, that's what I wanted the other monitor for. That's right, it's just OBS, because, like, actually this monitor would be fine for OBS, but the problem is I need to raise it up. Shit. I think my monitor is just, like, pushed up and back quite a bit. I don't know if that can go up that higher, that much higher, but it's gonna be nasty. Whatever my setup looks like when I'm done, when I decide to, like, redo it this summer, it's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be like the most artist friendly but gaming unfriendly setup you've ever seen. I'm gonna be accused of no longer being a gamer. To be fair, I haven't even hit level cap for the first time since a new World of Warcraft expansion came out. First World of Warcraft expansion ever, midnight, that I have not hit level cap, like, within the first week. Babies, man. Take a lot of attention. Take a lot of time. I'll get back to it at some point, but a bunch of trucks coming in. All right, good luck, Azalea. Good luck. This complicated piece of equipment is my macro mouse. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I always wanted one of those MMO mouses. Mice, the MMO Mice, as it was. I've got to get the right swoosh for our hair swoops, man. It's like, you got to treat hair like ribbons. You want the best effect. Or something. Or something. Don't listen to me. With 12 buttons on the side, they're just set up for things like copy paste. Oh, okay, yeah, that is helpful. I need to, like, get a macro thing. I mean, actually, I have a stream deck. I have two stream decks. I have a stream deck that I use for stream, and I actually use it. Most streamers that I know that own stream decks, they don't even fucking use them. I have a stream deck that I use for stream, and then I have another stream deck that Ella got because she thought it'd be helpful, and then she just never used, and I yoinked it. So I have two stream decks. One of them's completely, like, not used or whatever. I wonder if I could set up Photoshop macros on that stream deck. I probably can, I think. I probably could. If I'm being honest, I think I probably am just lazy and dumb for not doing it. It's one of those things that, like, you think setting up macros for Photoshop is going to be such an annoying process, and, like, learning it. Well, actually, honestly, that's Photoshop in a nutshell. Photoshop in a nutshell is a program that is so powerful but so annoying to learn. But once you learn it, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't spend an hour watching tutorials on how to do this. This saves me, like, all the time in the world. I was so dumb. And then off to the next thing. You need to spend an hour learning to save you 20 hours in the next week or whatever it is. But it's hard. And it's two remotes at a stream deck. Yeah, right. DIY macro devices. That's cool. There's an artist, like, tool that I kind of want to try at some point in time. Called a Tourbox that is supposedly pretty well received. But it's got all these, like, knobs and shit and adjusters on it for it. So Oh my God, yo, Pepper Jack, thank you for the raid. Holy shit, welcome in, guys. What's going on? How you doing? What were y'all doing over there today? Tell me about your tales. Tell me about your streams. Tell me about your adventures had. Welcome in, everybody. What's going on? Hello, friends. Hello, Buddy Delight. Hello, Bitty Snack. Hello, guys. We were just talking about easier macros interfaces for art while I draw the most attractive tiefling commission I've ever been asked to do. So, welcome in, everybody. How was stream? Tell me what y'alls were up to over there. I think so many macros are just putting keyboard shortcuts in sequence. Exactly. Yeah, I think that's probably... what's up, Crimson? She was good. I was drawing a barred frog for a card game. Okay, hold up. I need to see this. Hold up. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna do my project snooping earlier. Hold on. You got your VOD up? Let me see this. Let me see. 3 hours ago. Here we are. Okay. I love your fucking intro. It's so good. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, I love that. That's rad, dude. That's so sick. Oh my God. Stream back. Oh yeah. The stake doneness chart. Yep. No, this is important. This is an important part of, listen, if somebody went to a random part of my stream today, they would have seen the Taco Bell menu up with us trying to figure out what the taco orders of a character are after they request it, sketch. But somehow, like 20 minutes later, we're still on stake. No, dude, this is sick, man. I love this. This is so good. This is cool, man. Yo, guys, go drop a follow on Pepper Jackson's stream. Hit that up, dude. This is so cool. I love this little guy. Oh man, that's rad. All right, good shit. Good shit. Well, today we're drawing two dumb things today. I started a sketch for a new piece of fan art for a friend of mine who's a VTuber. I'm doing an updated piece of her. This was like her old model, and she got a new model, and so I'm doing a new version of her as a sketch in my style. And then we're working on trying to finish this commission where somebody asked me a while ago to draw them an attractive tiefling. So I drew this attractive tiefling bard for them, and then they commissioned me again to do a full body version of it. And it's a very important client to me, and somebody who's very, very dear to my heart in my stream. So I need to do a very good job for her. So that's why we're just trying to finish the sketch up today. But that's the project, man. So bards all around on both our streams. I kind of like it. And thank you again, Mini Snack and Crimson for the follows. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Good shit. Good shit. Stakes hat all around. You know, listen, I am very particular about my steak doneness. As an Alberta boy that grew up with some of the best beef in the world, you don't fuck around with steaks over here, man. You don't mess it up. You do it right the first time. You don't overcook that nonsense, and you don't undercook the right kind of steak. People say, oh, there's only one way to order a steak. My man, there's not one steak out there. Oh, every steak has to be rare and bloody. Sure, every steak that starts with filet mignon. But if you're going to eat a rare ribeye, you're just going to be chewing on unrendered fat for a good half the meal and not enjoying shit. There is no one doneness to steak. This whole conversation. Okay, now I'm gonna get pulled into 3 hour steak conversation. Damn it! It can't spill over onto my stream. Damn it, Jackson. All right. Alberta, is that in Canada? That is in Canada. Alberta is one of the larger provinces in Canada via population density, and I live very close to the largest city in it. And in southern Alberta, particularly, we have a very large ranching culture, very, very large ranching and farming culture here. So we have very good prices on some of the best beef in the world, with some of the highest quality standards for raising cattle. And so as such, being able to cook and prepare and enjoy and understand a good steak is very important to me and my family. So much so that when I make a steak, there's only one seasoning that I find appropriate for high quality steaks, and that's salt and pepper. And if you're doing the steakhouse way, and some melted clarified butter. That's fine. Salt, pepper. I had a friend who worked at a steakhouse, $300 steaks, and he said there's only three ingredients you put on a good steak: salt, pepper, and butter. Obviously, you put whatever you want. But this whole American put A1 sauce on steaks, no matter what the steak is or how expensive it is, I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I can understand. Look, I can understand, empathize with lots of different food preferences. The American mindset of putting A1 or whatever that steak sauce is on every steak, no matter how expensive it is, I don't understand that one. I haven't quite been enlightened as to the glory of that. Debian, maybe drawing crutches you have hard time getting rid of. Drawing crutches. What would be a drawing crutch that I have a hard time getting rid of? Because if I ever have a weakness that in my sketching or whatever, if I find myself avoiding drawing something because I'm not great at it, I will abuse myself by forcing myself to spend 10 hours drawing that thing until I'm no longer scared of it. I think that's the only way you actually get better at drawing, is if you find the thing that's the worst, like, I don't want to draw that thing. That is your guidepost for where you should practice. It's like the old Campbell analysis of the Arthurian legend. The quote goes something like, each man had to enter the forest where it was darkest. To follow a path, another one man's path would have been a disgrace or something like that. You know, the kind of, it's two ideas that if you follow someone else's footsteps, you won't go somewhere new. And also, if you aren't finding the deepest, darkest part of the forest that scares you the most, you won't actually find the treasure at the other end of it. You won't find and claim the grail for yourself. So I think it's very important. I think that if you're ever nervous or you're bad at something with drawing, I think if you have a crutch that you're like, oh man, or if you need a crutch for something, like, oh man, I can't ever draw open hands, so all my characters have closed hands, then that's your indication for if you actually want to improve, you have to draw hands for 20 hours until you're not scared of fingers anymore, or whatever part of the hand, you know, scares you, whatever it is. But crutches, I think, if I'm to be honest, if I'm to be vulnerable and honest for a second, I think probably one of my crutches recently has been sketching, because painting takes so much out of me, and I can't, it's so hard for me to paint the way I paint that I can't carry on a conversation. I can't paint on stream. I've tried it and it's just not, it doesn't, I don't do very good work. I'll do like very slow kind of painting. So if I'm actually painting, I'm usually super hyper focused. And so I think you could say that the fact that I do so much sketching as for concept is maybe a crutch. And I do need to take more time learning to speed paint at the level that my sketches communicate, because you communicate more effectively and faster that way. So, going out for tea with my sister and little niece. Happy drawing and streaming.
Visitors, dude, how exciting.
Brooklyn, I will see you later. Have a good rest of your day. What's Wolf? Oh shit. What's up? Well, good to see you, dude. Welcome in. I didn't see you. When did you start streaming today? I didn't see you were you live before me? No, because I would have. All right. Well, was it a short stream, or was I just dumb and didn't see you live this morning? Guys, go follow Wolf. Wolf's an amazing streamer and a phenomenal human being, and an amazing caretaker of a lovely community. So, welcome in, everybody. How y'all doing? What are y'all getting up to today? Hold on, maybe just make sure I didn't miss anything in chat real quick. Morning, Jess. Good to see you. Or afternoon, I guess now. I never understood hands until I started drawing them nonstop for a week. Yeah, exactly. If you are scared of something, if you are crutching on anything, to avoid something, then I think that is your indication to start drawing that thing. If you actually want to improve, you don't have to want to improve. If you're doing art as a hobby and you don't want to like struggle and grind through something, that's totally fine to just say, I don't ever want to learn how to draw feet, so all my characters were going to be wearing boots or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a hobbyist and you don't want to do something when it comes to art to get better at it, fucking great. Don't ever do something. Don't ever practice or push yourself in your art if it makes you not want to enjoy your hobby. If art's your hobby. Now, if art's your job, we have a different conversation. If you want art to be your job, we have a very different conversation. You know, and that's kind of it. It's hard, I think, to talk about sometimes improving at art. Full stop. Just because on the internet, the advice in general, advice that you give to people could be detrimental to the other person, right? Like every artist needs to hear one of two things. You are enough, you are working hard enough, you need to chill out. Or you don't work nearly hard enough, you need to try a lot more and you need to take this seriously and put work in. And the problem is, whichever one you think you need to hear, it's probably the other, which is funny. But if you give that advice to the wrong person, it will destroy them. If you have somebody who's like Zoolander style, whew, I put in a hard day of 2 hours drawing hands today. I'm so tired. I now deserve 6 hours of League of Legends. Boo-boo, if you want to succeed, you need to put in an additional 8 hours that day. 10 hours to get better. Yeah, until you stop sucking. But then you have people who are grinding and grinding and grinding. They're putting all their time and they're like, oh my God, I'm not good enough. I need to work harder. I just threw myself at my art for 35 hours yesterday. How did that happen? I don't know. Time chamber shit. You're like, my man, you need to take some time off. You need to fucking go like to the zoo and look at some animals and shit or whatever. You need to go fucking open Pokemon Go and catch a Rattata or some shit. Like, just relax, you know? But if you think you need to relax, a lot of people, artists need, but like, you know what I mean, right? Like, if you tell somebody who's working too hard, they need to work harder, they'll burn them, they won't burn themselves out, they will burn themselves into the ground. And if you take somebody who isn't working hard enough and you tell them that they have permission to relax and to chill out, you will end their career by death by mediocrity. So, what do you mean who wouldn't want to learn how to draw feet? Stop. This is not that kind of stream anymore. You decide. Find the right balance for you. Maybe. I think that's the problem too, is like there's also times of feast and famine. You know? There's times of feast and famine. Right now, I am chilling. We just had a baby 2 months ago, and I was supposed to take 4 weeks off. I was off for 10 weeks because wife almost had big health problems. Then baby almost had big health problems. In and out of the ER, whatever. And so it's like, my wife is at home and healthy. My baby's at home and healthy. I'm fucking relaxed on deadlines, dog. If I gotta take time off and go chill and do whatever, I do not give a shit if I'm late on deadlines or anything else, because, man, perspective for me has shifted right now that, like, I can be agonizing over deadlines and whatever, but as soon as baby's in the hospital hooked up to oxygen, you can hear that fucking monitor beeping, NICU shit, I stopped caring about a lot of other things, you know? Or when wife was told, hey, we got a problem, you know? So I'm in a complete chill zone right now, but I spent about 2 years burning myself to ash because I was trying to overcome just perpetual habitual laziness. And I was like, I need to work so hard that I show myself what I'm capable of, and I am going to burn myself out completely. And I told my wife, I said, you need to watch me do this, and it's going to be really hard, but you need to bear the burden of watching me destroy myself and then help me build myself back up after it. And she was like, okay, man, I'm here for you. You know, don't tell me to take time off. Don't tell me to work less hard. Don't tell me to find a balance. Let me destroy myself. Let me die for this. And she's like, all right, I'll be here when you're ready. And, you know, and then I crawl in 2 years later into her arms as a shriveled corpse and decide that I need her help to, like, resurrect myself into a real human again. And I did that. And so, there are also times of feast and famine with how you're working too. It's not like a balance every day is going to be realistic. Some days you're going to put in way too many hours and you're going to destroy yourself. And other times you're going to have to chill, you know? And man, that's the balance that's hard to find, I think, you know? Well, mine said just take 8-hour break with gaming and doom scrolling after 2 hours of hard work. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I just burnt myself out real hard with 2 hours of hard work. I need to take a quick 8-hour break on TikTok and League of Legends. But I mean, like you said, if it's a hobby, who the fuck cares? Don't let these artist idiots tell you that you have to work like yourself to the bone if you're just doing this for fun. That's the problem, is a lot of people, a lot of hobbyists will search for professional advice on how to improve. And then professionals will sometimes then, or aspiring professionals won't know how to find hobby, or how to find professional advice. They'll find hobbyist advice, and this is one of the problems with not going to art school. Like, I don't care if you want to go to art school or not, but if you don't go to art school and you want to be a professional, you best find some mentorship, because if you listen to YouTube tutorials, algorithmically, YouTube is designed for only hobbyists and not professionals. Because if you make a video that's like, there's 2 videos out there, 10 easy tips to get better at drawing faces versus a lengthy 3-hour lecture on how to understand one basic sort of fundamental of drawing faces. And it's video 1 in 30 hours of lectures. One of them's going to rise to the top of the algorithm and the other's not, and you're not going to see it. It's always misalignment. So it's really hard to, like, I think, even to give advice on anything when it comes to art, because you have no idea like what that person specifically needs or whatever. Definitely I am crutching on my sketching though, because I'm just not in a place where I have the time and the energy to just hurl myself at paintings. But I'm never going to be comfortable doing it on stream until I hurl myself at paintings, you know? So yeah, I guess that's absolutely the crutch. Basically about the fear thing, since we last chatted, I officially met my doctor after many years. That's awesome, dude. I'm proud of you. Lost, that's huge. I have to raid and run because I'm about to go to exposure therapy myself by going to sit in her parking lot or maybe even the waiting room. Wow. That's a big step. I am seriously impressed. Well, I wish you a healthy and happy struggle. I wish that it is really hard and difficult for you to do, and I hope you, rather than not pushing yourself too much and whatever, I hope you do push yourself quite a bit. And I honor that, and I think that's amazing and admirable that you're pushing yourself and being willing to do that. Because I think that encouragement is a better tool than maybe concern. Concern doesn't help anybody. We want to be concerned. Oh wow, that sounds tough. Don't push yourself too hard. But for me personally, sometimes that concern is better met with hey man, go push yourself really hard. You got this shit. Go do it. So fucking awesome. I'm proud of you for what small amount my pride could matter. I'm very proud. And we will continue to draw hot tieflings and dope princesses today. Which, by the way, for anybody who just got here, that is the project of the day. We're drawing hot tiefling bards and cool princesses and shit. And yes, Nick, it is Renfaire weekend. I'm not even ready. I have no character. I have nothing. I have no garb, no regalia. I am so not ready to be Renfaired. Nick, I don't even know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. Where am I gonna get, where am I gonna get an outfit this short notice? I actually kind of want to do like a order for one of those like fancy European like medieval clothing companies or whatever. But they're always so expensive to ship, man. It's like a $60 tunic. Ooh, okay, I can pay for that with like $80 shipping. And you're like, I don't know about this one, boss. I don't know about it. I think it might not work for us. I think it might just not work. I'm like currently somewhere around there, I think, in my thoughts. I mean, to be fair, I won't be at the rent for the entire time, so I will be taking much of it off to watch the baby in Edmonton while Ella goes out and does Renfaire things. She likes the Renfairs, which is crazy to me. She actually likes going to the Renfaire. I have a hard time with a lot of in-person events. Like, I don't think I would ever do a convention as like bringing my art to convention, have a table at any convention. I probably wouldn't do it if Ella wasn't like, if Ella decides she's going to stop making dice, she doesn't want to do this shit anymore. She's done with this garbage and she's like taking the rest of her, she's retired from resin crafted math rocks. I don't know if I would ever do another convention again. There's probably one that I would do every year, and that's probably GameCon Canada and maybe ArdCon. But Calgary Expo, Edmonton Expo, nah, dude. Just straight nah. Never again. Just kind of, I don't know. Makes me wonder about what we should plan for next year for events and stuff, right? Yeah, use the Jedi robes. That's true. I do have the Jedi robes. So, any art crutches you find more common than others? Talk about your art you've observed from beginners or experienced artists. Crutches I would say people use are, let's see, like pitfalls that I see a lot of people come across. So I think avoidance in, people crutch on certain poses. I think avoidance of learning how to draw anatomy is definitely a crutch. People I see a lot. The two main things I see with that is, I think style is a massive crutch. Style is a massive crutch. If you can't draw realistically, you can't draw stylistically. You're using your style as a crutch, unfortunately. Every master of a heavy stylized style of art, whether it is Ghibli anime or ridiculous Korean video game proportion concept art, or, you know, comic books or whatever it is, everyone that I see that uses that is a master of art that they see is very stylized knows how to draw observationally, which is a better term for realistically, right? If you don't know how something works by understanding how to be able to draw it observationally, how to draw an apple, a face, a foot, a sword, you know, a 3-foot tall goblin eating the corpse of a slain elven warrior, whatever it is, and you just can't draw it observationally, you can't draw it in your style, and your style becomes a crutch. And so you see this a lot with like the modern Nickelodeon Critical Role fan art that we see, style that we see in a lot of the D&D community. You see a lot of anime. You know, it is maybe the biggest crutch that I see in artists right now is just the style, is just whatever style they choose. Because the problem is it's not apparent how to get good at a style, right? Because you see maybe like we'll do the chart of derivative art styles, right? If you have like this chart of, as you go up the chart, you have to have a greater understanding of what is sort of actually there. So this you might call the realism. We're going to air quote that, and then air quote the air quotes, and then air quote the air quoted air quotes, because realism isn't a good way to describe this, but it's the best word we have right now. You might have like, I don't know, observational sketching at the very top, right? And then below that, you have kind of the like, you have like the masters. The European masters. And then below that, getting slightly more stylized, you might have something like, there's a lot of layers here, but we're just going to do a couple here. You have like comic books. Or there's one in between here that I think is very important. There's maybe getting a little more derivative. You have concept art. Then you have comic books. Then you might have anime. And then you have like cartoons. And so the problem is, you as a consumer that decided as a little peepo that you want to start drawing, you're like, man, what art form do I want to start drawing in? What style do I want to start producing? What do I want to get after? And so you might decide that you love anime. Anime is it for you. You want to be an anime artist. You want to live here. The problem is, if you in the middle of a expedition, Crimson. Jesus, Crimson, it's been a minute. Hey, Crimson. How's it going, big guy? What's up, buddy? We missed you around here, man. Oh, shit. What's up? Cheers for the fucking 10 subs. God damn, bro. I appreciate it. All subs this month are going to Ella's baby clothing from Costco, Starbucks, Taco Bell, and Warhammer Fund. So Thank you for contributing to her degeneracy. I appreciate that. That's very... Thanks, man. Okay, hold on. Let me just finish my thought here real quick. God damn it. I was not expecting that. Okay, so you decide that you want to be an anime artist. And so you are like, well, let me go straight to anime. Why? I don't want to learn how to draw cartoons. I don't want to learn how to draw comic books. I don't want to learn concept art. I don't want to be a fucking Renaissance master. I don't want to learn any of this. I want to just draw anime. So you just start drawing anime. The problem is that what you lose then is you never understand how to assemble an image. So everyone who's a master of whatever media, whether it's master comic book artist, master concept artist, master of the classical masters, master anime artist, your favorite anime artists out there, they all know how to draw observationally. And what this does is it allows them to see and construct images from every dimension, from every viewpoint, from every depth. They know every tool, every whatever. So when they want to create and draw the human eyeball, and they understand how eyes work, and they understand the anatomy of it, they understand how to place flesh around it, they understand how to place it in a socket, how the various muscles from different ages, ethnicities, genders, whatever, alter the shape of the eyeball, how to simplify the eye down into a quick, easy form that's very easy and fast and cartoony or whatever, and has whatever kind of stylization that you want behind it to help communicate something. That is them understanding this thing just completely, and then choosing to stylize it and to simplify it and make it a derivative representation of it. Whether that stylization is something that's supposed to be sort of like communicative, like the old masters, like John Singer Sargent, or whether it's concept art and supposed to be a little more expressive, or it's comic books and supposed to have a certain weight to it, or whether it's anime and has a certain expressive, fast, expedience to it. Whatever that is, if you don't understand how to construct the object, you cannot understand the logic that went to deriving it to whatever style that you want. So that's why when you go to art school in the places where stylized art is the most prevalent, thank you, Dragon, for the follow. You go to art school in Japan, you go to art school in Korea, you go to art school in China, wherever it is that you're getting like wherever these art styles are from that are very prevalent, and you think every Chinese artist I know has the same elongated whatever, and every Korean artist draws the fucking the Magna Carta thunder thighs, and every anime artist draws their hands 1/4 of the size of whatever, and it's all adorable. It doesn't matter. If you go to art school at these in these countries, in these places where these art styles are very prevalent, you will learn to draw observationally. If you can't draw observationally, you will never be allowed to break the rules, as they say. Learn the rules, then you can break them. But it's true. And so the problem that I see with the biggest pitfall, the biggest crutch that I see from a lot of artists is you decide you want to be an anime artist because you fucking love anime, because you grew up watching, all that you watched, Bleach, and you spend all your money on gacha games, and you buy anime merch, and you spend all your money and free time on VTubers, and god damn it, you fucking love anime, and so you want to create your own Bleach VTuber gacha merch. The problem is, if you're never willing to go to the top of this sort of like difficulty curve and get good at the most challenging, most technical part of art, you will never achieve the results that you want in the style. And so the style, I would ask every artist, is your art style a choice or a crutch? And that's the question. I think if you want to ask me what the biggest crutches that I see in artists, whether it's beginners or masters or whatever, I would say it's your art style. You have to ask your question and be honest with yourself. Is your art style a choice or a crutch? And if you think it's a choice, prove it. Prove it. Go to a life drawing class. Yeah. Show me you can draw observationally. I mean, what the fuck are you showing me? Show yourself you can draw observationally. I don't fucking care if you can draw observationally or not. Fuck it, man. You're not my student. You're not paying me to care. I'm kidding. I do care, but you know what I mean, right? Like it's not about proving anything to anyone but yourself. And then if you are able to understand how to construct things from, because what you're learning at this point, why is it important to learn observationally? Because you're understanding how to construct things, because you're understanding the fundamentals. All the fundamentals are present, but they are only obvious or apparent in observational drawing. This is why I do not like when we see online the how to draw face, and people say, "Ooh, you want to use the thing with the whatever, and you do the measurement, and you do the whatever, and you draw the thing, and then you place the eye here, and then you place the nose is connected to the nose line, and then the mouth is down from the eye line, and then and they try and get you to create a face like this. This is paint by numbers, draw by whatever. If you want to learn actually how to draw a face, this is a tool of measurement for experienced artists, not for beginners. This is a crutch for artists if they don't understand. I forget what this is called. It's not the Asaro head. This is the fuck. What's it called? Whatever. You want to learn the Asaro head. The Asaro head is what you need to learn and understand as an artist. That is the three-dimensional planar head. Loomis method, thank you. Do not learn the Loomis method. Loomis method. The Loomis method is only useful if you understand the Asaro head. But people will show you the Loomis method and it seems so simple. And it seems so fill in the blanks and look at the whatever, and you can draw anybody based on understanding. The Loomis method, if you do not expect to learn on the Loomis method. The Loomis method is a measurement tool for people who already understand the Asaro head. The Asaro head is understanding the different planes that make up a face, because also, if you were to take this character and make the proportion between the bottom of the eye and the top of the cheekbone, that length, that gap right there will describe age, gender, ethnicity of characters. Understanding how cheekbones form on men and women, how cheekbones are displayed on children, youth versus adults, how skin falls over cheekbones based on how much fat you have naturally in your face, depending on your age, how cheekbones are placed in the skull, depending on your ethnicity. So, like, if you don't understand the relationship between the cheekbones protrusion out of the corner of the face, but also the cheekbones relationship to the bottom, the corners of the mouth, that like sort of meeting point in the middle of the face, and also the eye, then you won't ever be able to understand how to create a character that looks different than the one that you learn to draw. And so this is what I mean by drawing observationally. If you can't understand this, you will never master the anime you want. Because you think about, well, okay, but why do I need to learn how to draw an eyeball realistically? Anime eyes are basically all the same. The problem is, you know, when there's the meme of the freerun art at head angle, whatever, this thing, yeah, this meme of somebody who's like, I don't know how to draw freerun art at an angle, and so everybody's posting their like tutorials on how to like draw heads at different angles and noses and whatever. Basically, everyone's just dunking on this person that posted this dumb image about how they don't know how to draw a character, you know, with their like from the right angle. Well, like, this isn't even correct. You know what I mean? This isn't even correct. This isn't even correct. Like none of this shit's correct. Like this, the X, the no, the check to the yes, this isn't even correct. This person doesn't even know. They're saying they're dunking on this guy and they don't even know have any fucking clue how to draw a face from a different angle. Like, this is great. Phenomenal. Amazing. Beautiful. Right? This is great. Phenomenal. Amazing. Beautiful. This is a heavily stylized version. This is a less stylized version. Right? And so if you don't understand how to draw the human head observationally at different angles, you won't understand how to translate that into drawing freerun at the right angle. So, you want to talk about the biggest crutches I see? Style. And it's a question you have to ask for yourself. Is your style a crutch or a choice. And people don't like to hear that because they don't like to admit that they have to go do something very, very, very challenging to be able to learn how to draw better. That when they say, boy, I wish I could improve, and you say, here's the path, and the path isn't a 10-step Loomis head method, whatever. The path is a dark forest through a dark path through a forest of self-doubt, of pain, of pushing yourself, of discipline. That's the path to greatness that anyone can choose to take. It's easier to think that art's a talent only, and it's just the talented people that actually are good at it. So you want to hear what the biggest crutch that I see in art? There it is. All right, jewelry on hot tieflings. You buys at Amazon, $50. Yeah, actually though, right? Your art crutch is paying others to draw for you? That's not a crutch. That's my entire business model. Yeah, for real though, right? Mm-hmm. The anatomy, perspective, and gesture lecture? Yes, you did. Yep. Yep. Just at the right time, Atari. Holy yapathon, who even asked? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Somebody edit that into a YouTube video. Like and subscribe and follow the TikTok, Instagram, YouTube page. And support me on Coffee Treon, Twitch. Subscribe to the... Wait, shit. But this is why it's tough, man, because that kind of advice you're not going to get on the algorithm, because the algorithm is going to, like, I think his favorite meme, you know. Yeah, true, right? I don't know, like, the algorithm will never be honest with you. The algorithm will meet the average, and the average doesn't want to do the exceptional. Because the exceptional is the exceptional because it sucks. And most people don't want to do stuff that sucks. I don't want to do stuff that sucks. You don't want to do stuff that sucks. And so there's lots of things we're not great at because it would suck to try and, you know, to push ourselves to do something that's like different or exceptional. And so we're okay. We live in mediocrity for a lot of things because who has time to be good at everything, you know? But when it comes to something that's like, if your art is your career, well, now you have to make a choice whether or not you want your career to be successful. And so, are you willing to push yourself to be the best possible artist you can and do that hard path? And if not, then you can either hope to be lucky, choose to be, you know, for things to be hard for you. Instead of the path of it being hard to learn how to be a good artist, it's going to be harder for you to get by because you're not going to be that good and you're not going to make a lot of money and you're not going to have a very good career. And so which one sounds like it sucks more, I guess? And they're both really hard. It's just one is forced upon you. You're forced to be mediocre and deal with that. The other is a choice to go do something that really fucking sucks. It's like, it's similar to like the weight loss journey I've been on for the last couple of years. Can you fucking believe that I put on 20 pounds because of the goddamn baby, man? Holy shit. That baby weight, man. I've been getting it off for the last couple of weeks. It's hard, bro. It's hard. You know, people are complaining about before. But it's a choice of either choosing to be fucking hungry all the time and go to the gym, or choosing to be unhealthy and having to deal with my sore ass fucking knees and shit. And at some point in time, I decided to choose the pain of whatever the gym is than the pain of my fucking knees because I was 300 pounds at some point in time. I think the same thing is true with your art career. You want to choose to willingly go into the dark forest of shitty, depressing improvement and come out the other side really good, or do you want to choose to be bad in your entire career and use style as a crutch? And everyone's like, why do you never draw characters at any other like perspective than just straight on anime whatever waifu garbage? Who asked? Basically that. Oh my god. Oh, Photoshop. Oh god. Okay, I was afraid that was gonna save. Oh, okay. Not that I'm the model for anything. I'm avoiding painting, and I'm open about it. I'm avoiding painting like the fucking plague right now. I do not want to put that time into getting better at it right now, to the point where I'm okay doing it on stream and like not having to like ultra focus on it or hyper focus on it. Cause I'm chilling, man. I'm still in survival mode. As of like a week ago, I no longer have a newborn, but holy shit, a 9-week-old isn't much better. Yeah, Coffeetreon, yes. Algorithms like AI, it tells you what you want to hear. That's real. That is so true and insightful. Yeah, that is such a good condensed way of saying it. An algorithm is like the AI. It only tells you what you want to hear. Or it tells you, maybe the algorithm tells you what people want to hear. Because you might actually want to improve at art or language or cooking or whatever it is. But the algorithm is going to tell you what sort of the median line of what people want is. And that's often a very easy, convenient, no stress kind of way out. And like mentorship, art school, like Coffeetreon starter, exactly. We should keep adding it. Can you throw Throne in there somehow? If you could throw Throne on there, I think that'd be good too. I don't know how it would fit in, but if we could fit it in, that'd be phenomenal. That'd be great. Are her horns longer in this piece? Yes. Okay. And also the wrong angle. Not that I'm sure Brooklyn really gives a shit about if the horn length is exact 1-to-1, but I care. They're more curled up at the back. Yeah, and they've got the little spiky bits kind of coming forward. That's more accurate. Boy's original sketch was pretty old, man. I've been working on this piece since last year, feels like. Actually, it might literally be last year. It's just sadly most people don't want to get good at drawing. They just want a finished product that looks nice. Which is, again, like I said, it's fine. It's fine if it's a hobby. You know? It's absolutely fine if it's a hobby. Don't let anybody tell you you have to fucking push yourself if drawing is a hobby. You know? It's like, I think that it's very healthy, I think, in the miniature painting world, that some people, there's like a subsection of miniature painters that are on hard copium, where they want to be taken seriously. As artists. And then within there's the, I guess they're not all copium. There's the ones who then act like artists. And the ones who are on copium. And then in the miniature painters, there's also the ones that enjoy it as the hobby. And these are the guys that like, yeah, man, I use slap chop and dry brushing and whatever. We're going to use the mascot of the slap chop. Yeah, dude, I slap chop my minis. They look cool. And you're like, great. You're having fun as a hobbyist. It's amazing. Right? And then you get the ones that are like the single dumbest thing anyone ever said to me about art was somebody who was in this category who thought they were a miniature painter that wanted to be taken seriously as an artist, but they didn't act like it. They were just on copium. And they said that it was ridiculous that digital didn't have metallic paint. That there was just no way to paint metal without using metallic paint. And I was like, oh, but what about any of the Italian Renaissance masters that painted glinting steel? And they couldn't wrap their head around if they were like Jedi Master Jocasta Nu in Attack of the Clones. If it does not exist as a Citadel paint color, the color does not exist. And I was like, but that's not a color. Metallic is not a color. Metallic is a material. It'd be like saying, why don't you use leather paint for leather? Why don't you use skin paint for skin? And they were like, oh, well, those are colors. So I have a love and hate relationship with the different sides of the miniature community. The ones that are artists that you choose to paint on miniatures, the ones that are hobbyists that choose to enjoy the miniatures, and the ones that are hobbyists that want to be taken serious as artists that are on copium or whatever. That's kind of funny to me. but yeah, if you're a hobbyist, just fucking enjoy your hobby. Why do you have to improve at your as an artist and do all sorts of shit? If there's an easy way to slap chop your minis so they look good and dry brush fucking grime on them, and you look at that and you're like, that's pretty fucking cool. Why let people be like, actually you have to learn how to paint the subvascular whatever structure on an orc. Chill, man. Chill, bro. Yeah, skin paint, great idea for Dark Fantasy. That is horrifying, isn't it? That is the worst thing. Drawing some chibi artwork and still found myself doing a lot of construction, looking at my anatomy examples and stuff for my pose. Felt silly, but it was important. Exactly. For a friend of mine would also be so serious about his mini painting, but then also say to himself that he's not an artist. But that's the thing too, is like if somebody's taking it seriously like art, sometimes they don't think that they're like treating it like an artist, but they might be. But again, the term artist, like the gatekeeping of the term artist, I think you should gatekeep the term artist absolutely relentlessly and ruthlessly for yourself and your own impression. But if anyone else wants to call themselves an artist, like what the fuck are you worried about if somebody else calls himself an artist or doesn't, you know? There's plenty of bullshit out there. I'm like, that's some bullshit right there. I'm gonna fucking make a Twitter post about it, or twit longer, and cry about how someone referred to themselves with authority on the matter of painting, and I didn't think they deserved to. Like, who the fuck cares, man? Who cares, bro? Let the people artists have their fun. Or don't. And get mad at them. We're all going the same place anyway. It's your ride, man. Go rage bait them on Twitter if you must. I don't care. Try to emulate it. We can give it a 1-to-1, but a 3-to-4 distance. They look like it. Yeah. I'm excited to start painting minis again, man. We actually did. If you guys missed it yesterday, we created a moot, a gathering point. As we know from Lord of the Rings, a moot is a gathering point for things or a topic of worthy of discussion. That's why the old idea of a moot point actually used to mean a point worth discussion. Now it means a point that's not worth discussion. So we have a moot for learning how to paint miniatures. So we have a gathering place now for that on our Discord. And we have called it the Miniature Learning Moot, or the official EBA Dragon's Claim MLM. That's right, I started an MLM in the Dragon's Claim, and you too can be part of it. If you refer 2 members to the moot, then you earn 1 moot point for every member you refer. And then also when they refer a member, you also get 1 of their moot points for you to spend in the Eldara development, Eldara Miniature Learning Moot. So, you know, hey, in case you're wondering if we had an MLM yet in the Discord, now we do. So so there it is, man. There it is, dog. Oh, I fucking love drawing hair. Jesus, hair and clouds, man. It's so much fun. It's all wavy and shit, and I used to hate it. It's a good point as a crutch. I used to hate drawing wavy and like hair that was expressive. You know when the piece was that I decided I was gonna actually learn how to draw hair? Oh my god, I don't have any room on this. Oh my god, and the recording. Oh. For this painting, I could not avoid drawing her hair intricately in the wind and understanding how hair anatomy worked. And so this is one of those times that I was crutching on and I didn't want to draw hair, and I didn't want to paint it and figure it out and figure out how it works and whatever. And so I decided to do some deep study on it, and I spent like 13, 14, 15 hours doing studies of simplifying and deriving the shapes from hair and understanding it from pictures of mostly women, but people with long hair in wind and how it moves, or people moving with their hair, like people who are in motion. They might not be necessarily having wind act upon their hair, but their own motion is, you know, and also some underwater stuff of how hair moves in different whatever. And that's when this is what killed my fear of drawing hair and drawing like nice, fun, cool, expressive hair, whatever. Now, obviously, this doesn't represent more than one texture, long, straight hair. And so once you want to draw curly, wavy, whatever, you know, hair, doesn't matter. You're kind of fucked if you just learn how to draw one cut type of hair. But no, I love it, man. I think it's really fun because you think about it as like ribbons and strands, and then also large block shapes. It's cool. It's cool, man. All right, it is almost 1 p.m. and I have to go pack a car because we have Renaissance Fair we're driving to tomorrow. So that is unfortunately we're going to call it. I was hoping to get her face and basic sketch done today. But we sat talking about stuff that I don't know if anyone cared about, but I certainly found entertaining and enjoyable. So yeah, man, we got Renfaire. We got Renfaire this weekend. So I'll be driving up to Vegreville, Alberta. Where the fuck is that? Nobody knows. They have a sausage in Mundare. Nobody stop at them in Mundare sausage? What do you think? If I stop by the Mundare sausage, hold on, let me do my intro. Where's my outro? Here's my outro. If I stop by the Mundare giant sausage, would anyone want a picture or like I get a postcard? I get a postcard from the Mundare giant sausage. It's huge, man. It's like 40 feet tall. It's the giant Mundare Staunchies sausage in Alberta. This is a real place. It's a real thing. That's a person for scale. That is a human for scale at the Mundare sausage. So we have to drive right through here to get to Vegreville. That's how you know we are in the middle of the fucking country. Let's go, dog. So, well, you know, Vegreville has the world's largest egg. Vegreville egg. The world's largest painted Ukrainian egg. And so as a Ukrainian man, you know, I find this to be a very important pilgrimage to make out every year to the Ukrainian Shanka, or however you want to pronounce it, depending on where you are in Ukraine. Slav squat in front of the sausage. I don't know, it's gonna be too hot to wear my Adidas tracksuit, but whatever, man. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great weekend. I'll have stories for Renfaire when I get home, and I'll tell you about all of the nonsense bullshit I had to deal with out there and how Pokemon Go weekend went. But either way, I'll see you guys next week, probably on Tuesday, because we're driving back Monday. Normally drive back Sunday, but we have a baby now, and it makes car rides more complicated. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend.